Welcome into Spillane Field for July 4th. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Jack Sieg alongside Nick Magus. We have our festive sparkler, Nick. We tried to do a little something for the 4th, and this is our thing.
Jack wanted to get hats, but I wasn't having it.
Nick wasn't doing the hats, but we have something. So we met in the middle, and we've got a great matchup today, Nick. The undefeated Bourne Braves at 8-0-2 coming in to take on the Wareham Gatemen, now back at 500 at 4-4-2. And the last time these two teams met, it was dramatic. A 6-5 game. Wareham left the bases loaded in the ninth, and today we have the same exact pitching matchup. So it should be a great one for July 4th.
Well, yeah, it's Jeffrey Gilbert against Gordon Graceffo for the second time. These two guys were both great the first time they went out. Gilbert got through 3 scoreless. He ran into a little bit of trouble in the 4th, ended up walking the bases loaded, and that's really when the Gatemen ran into trouble. Graceffo was solid. He's only given up 1 run this entire year, and that run came against the Gatemen. It was a ball game when the Gatemens out-hit the Braves 14-7. They left a lot of runners on base and came away with a 6-5 win to the Braves.
Yeah, Graceffo went 4 innings. He only gave up that 1 earned run. He had 4 strikeouts. So we'll see if the Gatemen can do a little more damage against him today. But, a couple new faces as well for the Gatemen. Handy Morales making his debut.
Yeah, Morales out of Miami. He's an excellent offensive third baseman. He's had his share of struggles on defense, but he's an athletic player. He can make the tough plays, and he's a guy we're really excited to see in a lineup that's seen Brannigan and Williams switching out at that third base spot.
Yeah, Williams will be DHing today. Brannigan's not in the lineup, but also a strong start for Tommy Troy. He's been tremendous in just 3 games.
Yeah, hitting well over 400. He's been putting the ball in play in just about every at-bat and playing solid defense over there at second base as well. It's been nice to see him after he arrived from Sanford.
And the hot bat in the lineup right now for the Gatemen, Justin Williams. 3 home runs for him in the last 2 games. He has burst onto the scene.
Yeah, 3 home runs. He's really seeing the baseball well, and he's played a good third base for the Gatemen thus far. So Morales coming in, taking over at the hot corner today. But really the last place we needed a little bit extra help, at least for the time being,
sure,
with Williams so hot. But excited to see him back in the lineup today. He's going to be swinging it well, and it should be an excellent matchup between these two teams.
The third member of our team, Julia Joseph, caught up with Justin, so we'll take you into that conversation.
And you've hit 3 home runs in the last 2 games. What's clicking for you?
Just really trusting what we're doing before the game and reading the reports that we get and just having fun out there.
Tonight you guys are hosting the Bourne Braves. They're undefeated, leading the Western Division, but you guys are right on their backs. What do you need to do tonight to get to them?
I think we just got to have some timely hitting tonight and pitchers do their thing and have some good defense, and we should be able to come out of here with a win.
And the last couple of games, you guys have gotten a lot of new players. Who's catched your eye so far?
Tommy, for sure, from Stanford. He's a really funny dude, and he brings energy every game, and he plays great defense and is a really good hitter.
Great. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Julia. We'll give you starting lineups and first pitch in a moment. It's right around the corner. 4th of July game as the Bourne Braves take on the Wareham Gatemen. Join us in a moment.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Nearly set for first pitch here at Spillane Field. The undefeated Bourne Braves against the Wareham Gatemen. The first time the Braves have been to Spillane in the 2021 season. Jack Sadegan alongside Nick Magus. And we'll run through the Braves lineup very quickly. We have Joe Lampe starting in center field, leading things off. He's followed by Christian Knapczyk at shortstop. Max Anderson hitting third. He's the DH today. In the cleanup spot is Caden Wallace in left field. He's followed by the first baseman Dalton Rushing. Then batting sixth is Kyler Fedko. In right field, seventh, Zach Agnos. Eighth, Peter Burns catching. In ninth, Nick Goodwin at second base. And on the mound for the Gatemen is Jeffrey Gilbert, the left-hander out of Clemson.
Well, this will be the third time we've seen Gilbert this year. He's been strong in his first two outings. The first one was a little bit better than the second. We mentioned that second one came at Bourne just about a week ago. But Gilbert will sit between 90 and 93 with the fastball. It's a slow curveball, a slider, and a changeup for him. And we got the chance to talk to him at the Orleans game. We mentioned a few times now, but Gilbert's one of those guys who's, like most, or like many in this Cape Cod League, is a reliever with his college program coming out of Clemson, trying to make the transition to being a starter this year and in this coming season, and really trying to adapt his training and extend his outing. So we'll see here. We'll try and get him 3-4 innings into this ball game and see if the stamina keeps up a little better than it did the last time we saw him.
And he opened up to us about some of those struggles. It's just a totally different game when you're trying to turn in a starter versus being a short reliever or a closer. Last time against Bourne, 3 innings. He gave up 4 earned runs off of 3 hits and 3 walks with 2 strikeouts. And his first pitch to the lefty, Joe Lampe, is in for a strike.
Lampe into this ball game hitting .323 on the season. 1 for 4 the last time these two teams met.
Yeah, 4 RBIs. 0-1, swung on and missed. Lampe quickly behind 0-2, playing center field today out of Arizona State. Hit .294 for the Sun Devils. Here's the OT and a miss. Jeffrey Gilbert starts with a strikeout.
Well, that's a good feeling if you're Gilbert. As a reliever, a lot of times you come into the ball game and the tone has already been set, the pace has already been set. But for Gilbert in this situation, stepping on the mound to start a ball game for one of the first times in his career, he gets a chance to establish that tempo on his own, and that is a great way to start it off.
Second, it'll be the lefty Christian Knapczyk. 1 away, nobody on in the top of the first. First pitch to Knapczyk swung on and missed. It actually hit him, but he had already gone through with this swing. Knapczyk hitting .368 with no homers and 6 RBIs on the Cape League season. 0 for 3 against Wareham. His only hitless start this season. That pitch swung on and missed. Quickly 0-2 to Knapczyk. So Gilbert 5 pitches and 5 strikes. 4 of those on swings and misses. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs. Last time these two teams met, Bourne won 6-5. Wareham left the bases loaded in the 9th. It was a dramatic game. Wareham scored the last 4 runs of the game, but unable to complete the comeback as the 1-2 rings him up. Second straight strikeout for Gilbert. This time, Knapczyk stares at it.
Well, we'll keep coming back to this all night, but in this transition for Gilbert becoming a starter, one of the most important parts of that is efficiency. You know, in a situation like this, getting deeper into games, you need to get guys out and you need to throw strikes with as few pitches as possible. Right there, 2 straight strikeouts on 7 total pitches. 6 of them were strikes, and that's exactly what he needs to be doing in the early going.
Now it's Max Anderson, the DH. First righty Gilbert's seen today. First pitch upstairs. Anderson DHing today out of Nebraska. 4 for 7, no homers and an RBI. Also has a double in 2 games in the Cape League as that pitch misses to make it 2 balls and no strikes to Anderson. Anderson's come out of the gate hot in the Cape League as that pitch is cut on and missed.
Well, he was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year this year. A really good player. Arrived out here on the Cape just a little bit late, so he wasn't with this Bourne team the first time we saw them with the Gatemen, but as you said, Jack, off to a really nice start thus far.
2-1 the count now. And the pitch outside. Against Falmouth in their last game a couple days ago, 2 for 5 with an RBI double. Big Ten Freshman of the Year and second team All Big Ten this past season. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Full count now for Max Anderson. 2 outs and nobody on. We are scoreless in the top of the first. Happy July 4th to everybody. And we've got a great matchup. Payoff pitch. Fouled back. Or no, it was missed. It went off the glove of Crooks and then got to the backstop. Despina saying that he foul-tipped it. It looked like he did. And there's no word from the home plate umpire, Michael Hinojosa. But it looked like Anderson foul-tipped it. Instead, he's on first after a drop third strike.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked if he did, just because Jimmy Crooks, as we've said a number of times now, is a very sure-handed catcher behind the plate. That was a fastball up high, not a pitch that's particularly tough to handle, just above the letters. And Anderson swung through it, maybe got a piece of it, but hard to believe that Crooks would have just straight up missed it.
It seemed like an obvious foul ball to me, Nick. I'm not sure. Tough break. Caden Wallace at the plate now, and he takes a fastball right down the middle. Wallace starting in left field today out of Arkansas. On the Cape League season, 6 for 18 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. He's homered against Katuitt and most recently against Brewster on July 1st. Runner on first, 2 away, scoreless top of the first. The righty Wallace waiting for the lefty Gilbert's offering. Here it is. Missed inside. Now a ball and a strike to Wallace.
Some people think that dropped third strike rule is something that should be eliminated from baseball, and I don't know if I'm on that train entirely, but that's the 3rd runner we've had reach this season on the dropped third strike for the Gatemen, and it's definitely making me think about it.
That pitch skied into foul territory. Despina coming on from first. He's still near the bag, now leans back and makes the catch. Drop third strike, doesn't come back to haunt the Gatemen. And take a scoreless game into the bottom of the first on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Gilbert has to do some extra work after what we think was a missed foul tip call and force a pop out for the third out, but he works a scoreless side in the top of the inning, and now it's Gordon Graceffo's turn, the right-hander out of Villanova.
Graceffo, Villanova's ace this year, had a huge year, 1.54 ERA and 11 starts for the Wildcats. 82 innings pitched, struck out 86 over those innings, walked just 13. That's probably the stat that gets me the most intrigued for a guy like Graceffo to strike out that many more than he walked over the course of the season. Opponents just hit 221 against him, and the first time he faced these Gatemen, it was 4 innings pitched, gave up just 1 earned run on 5 hits, a walk, struck out 4. So he was really solid. The Gatemen did most of their damage in that ball game against the Bourne bullpen, but they'll see him for the second time tonight, and it'll be a sinker ball, fastball, stay low in the zone, 90 to 93, and with the stuff that they've seen once before, a chance to jump out on him early here.
He'll have Jarvis, Troy, and Kern to lead things off for the Gatemen. A lefty and 2 righties. First pitch to Jarvis is grounded to the right side. Agnos, the third baseman, has it and throws it over to first. Grounded to the left side. And that's the first out, a 5-3 put out.
Well, that's what happens when you keep the fastball low. That's exactly what Graceffo wants to do. He knows Jarvis likes to attack early in counts, and inducing a ground out right there for the first out of the inning on just 1 pitch. Both of these starters fairly efficient in the early going.
We'll bring up Tommy Troy playing second base today. Troy out of Stanford, and he's off to a hot start in 3 games for the Gatemen. 5 for 11, has an RBI as well. And takes the first pitch fastball for a strike. Troy tripled a couple days ago against Hyannis, scored the first run of that game. A 4-0 win for the Gatemen to get him back to 500. That pitch is chopped foul right at the Bourne dugout. So quickly 0-2 to Tommy Troy.
Troy is a guy like a few of these middle infielders in the Gatemen lineup who will battle with 2 strikes. Doesn't like to go down, doesn't go down easy with 2 strikes. Only 2 strikeouts in 14 plate appearances this season.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled over the right side. Gateman just getting back to 500. Tied for second in the West against first place Bourne today. Bourne with 18 points. Gateman tied for second with 10. 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. 0-2. Fouled off again.
So that's the equivalent of the Gatemen being 4 games back in the division.
Right. In a 38-game season now with the rain out yesterday. So that's a massive lead for Bourne.
Yeah, it's a 38-game season, but we're now just, I think, 28 left. So
right.
Moving along fairly quickly here, and Bourne, credit to them with the hottest start that they've had or anyone's had in the Cape League here in the last decade.
That pitch fouled off again, so Troy keeps that 0-2. He's now fouled off 4 straight pitches. 1 out, nobody on, scoreless in the bottom of the first. Defensively, playing Troy straight up. Here's the 0-2. Fouled back again. That's 5 straight now.
Well, Troy got down 0-2 early, and we knew he was going to battle. 3 straight spoiled 0-2 pitches now, and let's see if he can work his way back into this count.
Here's the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Another 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Troy battled, but ultimately has to slink back over to the dugout as Cade Kern comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on.
Well, when you're Graceffo ahead in the count like that, you have the luxury of not just trying to get that curveball over for a strike, but painting that curveball. And that's exactly what he did. Grabbed the outside corner with the breaking ball, and Troy with no option but to let it go by.
First pitch to the righty, Cade Kern, is hammered to center field. Lampy backs up for a moment, settles, and comes forward 2 steps to make the grab. So Gatemen come out swinging, but it's a 1-2-3 inning, scoreless as we head to the top of the second.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Top of the second, scoreless between the Gatemen and the visiting Braves. Jack Snegan alongside Nick Magus, and that was a quick first inning, Nick. Both pitchers looked sharp early.
Well, it could have been quicker. Gilbert struck out the first 2, and we both thought he struck out, or he had the third man put away as well, or at least very close to it. But that ball got back to the backstop after what was called his 3rd strikeout of the inning. He was aboard at first base. That was Max Anderson. So then a quick fly out to first from Caden Wallace. Gilbert staying tough and having to get what we thought were 4 outs in that inning. But either way, off to a really good start for Gilbert. Filling the zone with strikes early, and that was one of the things he also talked to us about, which is early in ball games when you're working into kind of a starting role for your school, as Gilbert is trying to do for Clemson. You're trying to throw strikes first time through the order, get guys to put the ball in play early to keep the pitch count down. And as you work your way through the latter parts of the order, second and third time through, you start to work in your entire repertoire, all 4 of your pitches in Gilbert's case, and then start going for strikeouts. Gilbert, in this situation, attacking the zone earlier, was getting some of those strikeouts, but able to do his job, and to this point looked really, really sharp.
Rushing, Fedko, and Agnos, the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Braves. Rushing stepping in to the left side. And here's the first pitch to him, fouled straight back. Rushing playing first base today. He's hitting .308 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. Against Wareham on June 25th, he was 2 for 4 with a double. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off again, this time lined over the left side.
Rushing from Brighton, Tennessee, playing for the University of Louisville, going into his sophomore year.
He had a home run in Bourne's last game against Falmouth a couple days ago. 0-2 is low. These 2 teams supposed to play yesterday. Every team in the Cape League got rained out yesterday. Game was supposed to be in Bourne. Here's the 1-2. Fouled straight back and out of play.
Most of these teams playing a 2-game series this weekend with the Cape League team that is geographically the closest. That's to limit the travel this weekend on a very busy 4th of July weekend here on the Cape. Nothing like Wareham having to go to Orleans through 3 hours of traffic. Fortunately, they scheduled it, so that's not the case.
That pitch misses outside. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rushing. But we're happy as well that we didn't have to make any drive like that.
No drive at all for anybody yesterday. After now what is today, I think the 4th consecutive day of rain.
2-2, and that hit Rushing. He'll head over to first to lead off the second inning. Scoreless in the top of the second. Gilbert thought that hit Rushing's bat, but...
Well, what Gilbert actually wants there is saying he leaned into it. The elbow was, it was a breaking ball that wasn't too far out of the zone, but the lefty rushing probably stuck that right elbow just a little bit forward, maybe didn't get out of the way of the pitch the way the rule book says you need to do. Make an attempt at spinning out of the way of a pitch that's going to hit you, but Gilbert didn't get the benefit of the doubt. So rushing's aboard.
Now this is Kyler Fedko, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it over the right side. Fedko hitting .265 with no homers and 4 RBIs. Did not play against Wareham in these teams' first meeting. As we mentioned a couple times, Nick, a dramatic game that Wareham lost 6-5 with the bases loaded in the ninth. Closest Bourne's been to losing, in my opinion. I know they've had 2 ties, but the closest they've been to losing in any game this season.
Well, the Gatemen had 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out.
Yes.
And a 1-run deficit. It was, they had Bourne on the ropes even though they were down in that ball game. So, like you said, it's probably the closest they've been.
0-1 fouled back. And now Bourne's off to the best Cape League start in the last decade. And we pulled this stat from their Twitter. They have been leading or tied with an opponent for 84 of 88 innings in this Cape League season.
Well, that's a recipe for success.
Yeah, not bad. 0-2 coming to Fedko. He fouls it off.
And I would argue that playing with a lead means more in baseball than it does in any other sport, because a pitcher on the mound probably appreciates taking the mound in an inning after getting a lead and pitching in that situation, and that means more to his performance than having a lead in any other sport. And you can disagree with me if you want, Jack, but
well, it's shown with starters for Bourne. I mean, the stats speak for themselves. 35 innings from starting pitchers, they've only given up 4 earned runs. That's a 1.03 ERA on the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And as you mentioned, they've been playing with the lead pretty much the whole time. 0-2, pitch is outside to Fedko. Runner on first, nobody out, and a scoreless top of the second. The righty Kyler Fedko at the plate, battling the lefty Jeffrey Gilbert. Fedko out of UConn. Had a teammate here in Reggie Crawford, but he left for Team USA. 1-2, foul tipped into Crooks' glove. That's a strikeout. 3rd strikeout for Gilbert, and that's the first out of the second.
The third baseman, number 14, Zachary Agnos from East Carolina.
well, that looked like the changeup from Gilbert, and he tried that pitch just a couple ago, missed just off the plate. Crooks tried to get a called strike 3, but right there just slowing it down a little bit, had Fedko out in front of it, and that's the first strikeout of this second inning for Gilbert.
Zach Agnos at the plate now. Quick toss over to first to check on rushing. Agnos playing third today out of Eastern Carolina. 4 for 19 with a solo home run against Falmouth on June 23rd. Here's the first pitch to him. In for a strike. That looked like the changeup as well, Nick.
Mm-hmm. That's Gilbert's go-to off-speed, or at least it has been these past few weeks. He likes the curveball as well, but that changeup's his bread and butter when he gets ahead of a hitter, and he can even throw it first pitch to some of these better bats, especially the righties, as you saw him do right there.
0-1 pitch. Missed inside. Good block by Crooks.
Agnos 0 for 2 with a couple walks and a couple strikeouts the first time these two teams met.
Yeah, and most of the runs for the Braves in that 6-5 win came off of walks. 5 straight batters walked in the 4th inning. 4 of them scored. 1-1. Missed high.
Gilbert got through 3 innings in that game, came out for the 4th, walked 3 straight batters to load the bases, and then Candelario came in relief, walked 2 runs home. And it was a struggle for him. It was a struggle for both of them in that 4th inning. But Candelario came back out just a couple nights ago and threw a really good ball game against Hyannis.
2-1 pitch is in the dirt. Three balls and a strike to Zach Agnos. No wind here at Spillane. 3-1. Missed high. Gilbert went with the fastball miss, so now 2 runners on and only 1 out in a scoreless top of the second. First time we've seen a runner in scoring position from either side. It's Dalton Rushing, who was hit by a pitch at second, Agnos at first, and Peter Burns, the left-handed hitter, who's catching today, coming to the plate.
Well, Gilbert's stuff is excellent, and when he is on, there aren't too many guys that can hit him. But when he's finds himself in trouble, it's because he's beating himself. He has a tendency to walk a lot of guys. In this case, it was a hit by pitch to Dalton Rushing, and that's why he's in trouble, and that's why we've seen him in trouble in a couple of his past outings.
First pitch to Burns, fastball right down the middle. Burns hasn't seen a ton of action. He's only had 9 at-bats, 2 for 9, has a couple doubles, and has drawn 3 walks. Against Wareham, he was 1 for 2 with a double. 0-1, popped up, left side. Morales rushing over from third, and he's able to make the catch. So that's a big second out for Gilbert.
That's the first time we've gotten to say Morales' name, but certainly not the last. We'll see him at the plate next inning, but certainly a bright future here for the Gatemen and a bright future during the rest of his career at Miami.
Yeah, his first appearance for the Gatemen. He was activated yesterday. So 2 outs, runners on first and second, still scoreless in the top of the second, and we've got the 9-hitter Nick Goodwin at the plate. He's playing second today. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses inside.
Well, I know it's a lefty-righty matchup here, but this is Gilbert's chance to get an out.
Yes.
You don't want to send this back to the top of the order with the bases loaded or worse. Gilbert with the 9-hitter up right here needs to put him away and get out of this inning.
1-0 pitch, fouled back. This is the person to get out, though, Nick. 238 hitter with a home run and 2 RBIs, but he's 0 for his last 11. And that spans over 3 games.
And that's the number that's more important. 238 is great and all when you look at the whole season, but when a guy's not hot, when a guy's not hitting, that's the guy you need to go after no matter how good of a past he's had.
Gilbert, a look at second. Working from the letters. 1-1, swung on and missed. Back pick to first. He got him! Crooks back pick to first, and Despina put the tag on Zach Agnos. What a play from Jimmy Crooks. He has now caught 4 runners on the bags. Still scoreless, bottom of the second in a moment.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
We head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless between Wareham and Bourne, and Diodati Morales and Williams, the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for the Gatemen. Graceffo went 1, 2, 3 in the first, Nick, and looked solid.
Yes, he did, but he's facing a tough part of this Gateman order right here. This should be a fun one. The best hitter, the cleanup spot, Diodati in this Gateman order, and then Yohandy Morales for the first time we get to see him this year, and then probably the hottest bat, Justin Williams. So Graceffo has a chance to go up against 3 really good hitters right here, and we'll see what he can do with them.
It's a lefty and 2 righties as Diodati steps in. Righty-lefty matchup here. First pitch is lined weakly into center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So 3 of 4 Gatemen have swung at the first pitch. That was the first time it was successful, as Diodati is the leading run with a leadoff single in the last of the second.
Well, that's a smart approach from Diodati. He's been crushing fastballs this year, and opposing pitchers know that. So instead of coming up looking first pitch fastball, which he knows they're not going to give him, he looks first pitch off speed. That's what he's more likely to get, and in that situation just serves it into center field for a base hit.
And so here's our first look at Yohandy Morales. First pitch to him is a strike, fastball right down the middle. Morales from the University of Miami, freshman All-American, and he was on the All-ACC freshman team, hit .284 with 11 homers and 45 RBIs this past season at Miami. 0-1, fastball inside.
Those 45 ribbies good for 11th in the ACC.
He also slugged .531, led the team in home runs, RBIs, and slugging percentage.
Not a bad year.
Not bad at all. Not
especially
just
for a freshman.
Just his freshman season. 1-1. Low and away. So one knock at him has been his fielding. 90% fielding at third base. He had 11 errors.
And he's an athlete over there. Don't get us wrong. He can make very tough plays, but sometimes he can get a little bit lazy with his feet on some of the routine plays, and we'll see if he can do it better with the Cape League, as that one's skied behind the plate.
That will get out of play. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Morales. But there are no complaints about him at the plate. He is phenomenal. Great power, and a lot of scouts think he has a body that's already ready for professional baseball. 6'3", 200 pounds. Uber athletic, as you mentioned, Nick. Gatemen are excited to have him. 2-2, missed inside.
And we run through some of those numbers, like the batting average, especially the home runs, and some guys do them very, very well. They have put up huge numbers in not so great conferences, when it comes to baseball talent across the board. But Yohandy did it in the ACC, which is one of the best from top to bottom.
Here's the payoff pitch. Diodati on the run. Pitch missed upstairs. So Diodati dives into second. Not necessary, as the walk puts him there automatically. And there are now 2 runners on with nobody out in a scoreless bottom of the second. Well, Diodati laughing it off.
He did, and he's lucky that was ball 4, because he did not have a good jump. It's a little bit sticky out there in the infield after some rain we had pregame. He spun his wheels a little bit before he really got going, and if that was strike 3, there's a good chance he would have been thrown out.
He also missed on the slide as well because he got stuck in the stone dust, so he didn't quite make it to the bag on the first slide attempt. It brings Justin Williams to the plate. First pitch to him, chopped left side, throw over to second for 1, to first for 2. 5-4-3 double play. Morales advanced to third, but now 2 outs.
Credit to Zach Agnos at third base. That double play is started with the feed, and when the feed is coming from almost 90 feet away, like it is on a 5-4-3 double play, third base to second base, the most important part of that turn is getting a good throw at the second baseman from Agnos over there at third. He put it right on the money, and it was easy pickings right there for the Braves the rest of the way.
Leading run 90 feet away for Jimmy Crooks, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed. Crooks catching today. 240 hitter. He hit a solo home run against Orleans for his only RBI on June 25th. He pinch hit against Bourne in the 9th. Ended up striking out on 3 pitches. 0-1, fastball high.
Tough situation for Crooks to come into that ball game as late as he did in a situation as big as it was, but that was a tough strikeout for the second out in that inning, and really was what felt like the final nail for the Gatemen after they loaded the bases with nobody out.
And correction, Diodati is the runner on third, as the 1-1 is lined foul. So Diodati 90 feet away from giving the Gatemen the first run of the game. We mentioned how Bourne has only trailed in 4 of 88 innings this season. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. This is a big opportunity for Crooks with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed upstairs.
And that statistic is almost nice to see if you're a Gateman fan, because you know that if the Gatemen can jump on top here early in this ball game, you'll put all of these Braves in a situation and in a position where they really haven't been at all this season. And it will certainly be a test for them, and we'll see if they're up to the challenge. First, Crooks has to score this run.
2-2, swung on and missed. So the run stays 90 feet away. And despite a hit and a walk, the Gatemen unable to get a run on the board. We are still scoreless. We'll toss it to the third member of our team, Julia Joseph, with an update.
So we're just trying to get some good at-bats, trying to just pick it on defense, and we're just trying to hit the ball hard, and that's what we always want to do. So
Tonight, you guys have some new players in the lineup. What are you looking forward to seeing out of those new guys?
yeah, just some comfort, let them get a couple of bats underneath their feet, and hopefully put together some good at-bats and hit the ball hard. I mean, that's all we're trying to do, so looking forward to seeing what they can do.
Is hitting the ball hard your greatest piece of advice to these players?
I think, honestly, walking and not striking out and hitting the ball hard are all going to be 3 really important things that they can do. So,
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Top 3 coming your way from Spillane Field on the 4th of July. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in. Thank you as well to everybody who is at the ballpark for what we believe is the most crowded night, not surprisingly, that we've seen at Spillane Field so far this year. Nick Magus alongside Jack Sadegan on the Gateman Baseball Network. Here in a scoreless ball game for the start of this 3rd inning, it's Jeffrey Gilbert back on the mound, the left-hander out of Clemson.
And he's looked good through 2. This has been where the struggles have come for him, though, Nick. After a couple innings, he's trying to work on extending his appearances. See how he does here.
Out of the windup with nobody aboard, delivers a first pitch fastball low and away to Nick Goodwin. Saw him come up at the end of the 2nd inning, but Zach Agnos was retired on the base paths after Jimmy Crooks picked him off. So Goodwin comes back to the plate and now fouls a 1-0 pitch back to the screen.
Yeah, and what an excellent back pick that was to first from Crooks that got Agnos.
Got Gilbert out of a bit of a jam after he hit a man and walked a man to put runners at first and second. That one skied back behind the plate. Moving over toward the Gateman dugout is Crooks. Now he'll try and settle under it, and it's just out of play. Crooks had a beat on that ball, but ran out of real estate right in front of our television camera over there.
That hit the very top of the fence. We have a chain link fence near the Gateman dugout, and it hit the very top of it and bounced toward the bleachers. Crooks definitely had a beat on it, but just a bit of a bad break. At 6 inches towards Crooks, that's an out.
But Gilbert is ahead of another hitter. It's 1-2 on Nick Goodwin, the second baseman. That one fouled back once again.
A lot of these Bourne hitters have fouled off pitches. They just do a good job at the plate. They lead the Cape League in average on base and slugging, which means they can hit with power, and they know how to get on base and be patient as well.
The 1-2 once again, checked up. That's no swing, says the first base umpire. Brandon Johnson over there this evening, standing about 10 feet behind the first base bag. That evens the count at 2 on Nick Goodwin. And Gilbert will shake off Crooks not once but twice. Now comes set. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fouled off once again.
That one got fouled off the foot of Goodwin. Fouled off his right foot. He's going to have to walk it out for a moment.
Not only do they know how to hit for power and get on base, as you said, Jack, but they know how to battle with 2 strikes. That's exactly what Goodwin is doing here. The 2-2 from Gilbert, swing and a miss. That's 4 strikeouts for Jeffrey Gilbert. And right there, after coming with a couple of breaking balls, just said, no way. Fastball, here it is, right by you. And Goodwin is retired.
Nice job, brought the gas. Goodwin couldn't keep up with it. There's your first out of the 3rd.
So here's Joe Lampe, representing the top of this Braves order, and he takes a fastball up and in that hit him. And he is not a happy man. Fires his bat at the dugout before he takes first base. Obviously no malice there. Not so sure what Lampe is upset about, but Gilbert trying to come inside with a fastball, and certainly not a good feeling.
This is the frustrating part about Gilbert because he's so good, some hitters, and then he comes inside with a couple pitches, hits a batter, then walks a batter, and things get out of hand for him.
Lays down a bunt, does Knapchick. Crooks out from behind the plate to cut him down at first. The runner moves to second. So Knapchick squared around on the first pitch. Got it down, not particularly well, but Crooks had no play but to go to first.
Lampe's fast, and so you get him over to second. But I don't know if I agree with that because now 2 outs on the board. I think I let Knapchick hit, especially with how well he's been hitting. He's a .368 hitter coming into this game.
Well, what that does is it puts it in the hands of Anderson, who's at the plate now and probably the best hitter in this Bourne lineup in the 3 spot. So with a runner at second base now in scoring position for Max Anderson, and he swings through strike 1. Gilbert out of the stretch. Pays no mind to the runner. Now he checks him. And here's the 0-1. Low and inside, blocked by Crooks.
I don't know. I still don't really agree with the bump call because it does leave it up to Anderson, but on the same token, Gilbert can kind of pitch around him a little bit if he wants.
Well, he came with a first pitch strike, then followed it up with a ball. Now he steps off.
I'm not saying he's going to pitch around him. I'm just saying you still have that base open at first and now 2 outs. I'd rather let 2 good hitters come up to the plate than just give the Gatemen an out.
It's an interesting point you make. There's the 1-1. Swung through. Sends the count to 1-2.
That was a changeup again, Nick. Excellent pitch. Just disappeared under the bat of Anderson.
So 1-2 now on Anderson. 2 outs here with a runner at second base here in a scoreless ball game. Crooks sets up outside. Here's the pitch. Came with a fastball right there, just a bit too low.
That might have been a tad off the plate as well, but good take by Anderson.
So that evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield fairly straight up and spread out. That's the way they'll play Anderson. Here's the 2-2. Runner takes off for third. Swung on and missed. That's strike 3. Crooks was up and ready to throw, but it didn't matter as Max Anderson goes down on strikes and Gilbert gets out of it. We're going to the Gatemen half of the 3rd. Stay with us right here.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsinn.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Let's get a run. That's what Jack said to me during the break. I agree with it. I'm feeling it right here as we go into the bottom of the third inning. Scoreless ball game here from Spillane Field on the 4th of July. Happy 4th, everybody.
Well, to be fair, Nick, I say that about every other inning when you come up.
Especially when we have runners in scoring position.
It's always a great inning to get a run.
I know. Our sparkler is this a sparkler here keeping us company? A red, white, and blue little bouquet.
It's like a,
if you were with us pregame, you saw it.
The official word underneath it is, I don't know, we have it up to the camera. I don't know if we can come to the shot, but balloon weight.
Balloon weight. Oh, okay. So you tie the balloons around that so they don't fly away. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's our little sparkler here in the booth.
So Despina, Ferguson in the top of the order for the Gatemen. Both teams have had runners on base, but nobody able to bring anyone home yet. It's been 2 nice innings of work for Gordon Graceffo for Bourne, and Jeffrey Gilbert threw 3 scoreless on the other side. Graceffo back out here, out of the windup. The righty working on the lefty Despina and catches the outside corner for strike 1.
Despina's been a little cold recently, 1 for his last 10, but the 1 was a solo home run against Orleans. That was on the 29th.
And that was an opposite field bomb.
Yes.
Down in the count here as he jumps out of the way of another fastball, but takes it for strike 2.
That was a strike for sure. That was an excellent pitch by Graceffo. Just clipped the inner edge of the plate.
So Despina steps back in. No balls and 2 strikes on the big first baseman out of Mercer. Chops that one foul toward the Gateman dugout.
Burns was framed up outside for that pitch, and that was a ball, but a good job by Despina reaching out, tapping it, staying alive in the at-bat.
A ball, like you said, Jack, but too close to take.
Right.
So it's 0-2. And Graceffo steps off. Sun starting to peek back out from behind the clouds here. We're about a half hour till game time, and the rain started to come down for the 4th consecutive day. So nice to see that it's clearing up a little bit.
First time we've seen the sun, Nick, in 3 or 4 days.
I know. It started raining on Thursday and hasn't really let up since. So after the entire league was rained out last night, nice to be back here playing ball on the 4th of July. Here's the 0-2 to Despina. Just off the plate. Good, confident take from number 24.
Nice to see the weather clearing up a little bit, though, and we've got a good amount of fans here at Spillane Field. Happy to see everyone enjoying their 4th of July with some Cape League baseball.
Yes, it is, as Despina takes the 1-2 outside. Two balls and 2 strikes on Angelo Despina. Graceffo deals, and it's fouled off.
And they've got a great matchup as well. Bourne, of course, off to the best start in the last decade in the Cape, 8-0-2, well in first in the West. But Wareham surging their last 3, 2 wins and a tie, and tied for second right now.
Despina spoiled a 2-2 a moment ago. We do it again, checks it up, takes a ball. So that fills up the count. Despina got down 0-2 on the first 2 pitches he saw, but has worked it all the way back after fouling off a couple, taking a few. And the first batter of the inning for the Gatemen waits for the 3-2. Fouls it off once again.
That was a big foul off because Graceffo sees a full count. He knows Despina's battled back. He threw a not-so-good breaking ball 2-2. He came with his best fastball on that pitch, and Despina's able to foul it off. So this could potentially be a pitch right here that's not Graceffo's number 1 pitch.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled off once again. Despina, that one got a piece of his leg, but he stays in the box here, staying alive with 2 strikes, working this at bat now 8 pitches.
Both teams have been doing a great job of working at bats, making pitchers work with 2 strikes.
With a starter as effective as Graceffo has been, the important thing, more than anything else, is to chase him from the ballgame as early as possible. Despina doing a good job here as he sends that one toward left field. Coming in on it is Wallace, and he'll make the catch. Despina, though, with a very nice at-bat to start that inning, worked Graceffo 9 pitches in total, and that'll bring up Cade Fergus, the 9-hitter for the Gatemen.
Especially the fact that he was behind 0-2. A strong at-bat, he made solid contact, but it just hung in the air a little bit too long, and Wallace was able to come in and make the catch. But a good job by Despina forcing those extra pitches, and hopefully Graceffo one step closer to being out of this ballgame.
Righty on righty now to Cade Fergus. Ball 1 was off the plate. Fergus into this ballgame hitting .364. But the on-base percentage is what's most impressive as he sends that one right back up the middle, but gloved by Graceffo. Look what I found, says Gordon Graceffo. Just had his mitt right there, stuck it out as a wing and a prayer, and able to make the catch on a ball that was ticketed for center field.
That was a laser from Cade Fergus. Graceffo just sticks his glove out and says, "Thank you very much." Second out. I mean, wow, nice play by Graceffo. You can't be upset if you're Fergus heading back to the dugout. I mean, maybe you can, but, oh.
The old L1 on the scorecard. Don't see that too often as Jarvis steps in and takes strike 1.
Just so casual, too.
There's a chopper towards second base. Diving effort made by Goodwin, but it slips through into right field. Jim Jarvis reached out, got a barrel on it, and while it wasn't hit hard, sneaks into the outfield for a base hit.
And that might not seem like much, just a single with 2 outs in a scoreless ball game, but Jarvis 0 for his last 5, and he had struggled his last few plate appearances. Nice to see him get a hit and get on board. Hopefully that'll get him going tonight.
That's true, not to mention just one more batter that Graceffo needs to face in the third.
Right.
The Gatemen, while not barreling him up quite yet, have been able to work at bats, work counts, and the pitch count continues to climb. As Tommy Troy steps in, a throw goes over to first. Jarvis back safely.
Jarvis might get thrown back to the bag more than anyone I've seen in summer ball. Maybe outside of Colin Davis, who leads the league in stolen bases.
But it's an aggressive lead.
It is.
It's an 8 or 9 foot lead from Jim Jarvis as Tommy Troy takes the ball low.
He's daring him to throw it over there. He wants him to throw it over.
And he wants to steal bases.
Right.
We've seen him do it a couple times already this year. Another check on the runner.
Now there's a couple times where he's run into trouble with that approach. But not many. He's 4 for 5. Gatemen in general on the bases, though,
It's been a struggle this year.
Have been not good, to say the least.
That's a high fly ball out toward left center field. Joe Lampe tracking it over toward the gap, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Gatemen hit the ball hard a couple of times in that inning, but come away with it scoreless once again. We're going to the top of the 4th right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to fairwayfinancial.net.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at www.curry.edu. The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove.
Nick Magus and Jack Sadigan at Spillane Field for the fourth. The Gatemen in a scoreless ball game with the Bourne Braves, who have yet to lose a game this season. They come in at 8-0-2. The Gatemen at 4-4-2. So the Gatemen trying to work their way above 500 for the first time this year, and a new pitcher on the mound. We started with Gilbert. He went 3 scoreless, had a little bit of trouble with walks and hit batsmen, but when it was all said and done, and to be fair, Jack, he came out a little bit earlier than either one of us expected, but threw 3 scoreless, and now his teammate comes in relief, his Clemson teammate Nick Clayton.
Well, last time against Bourne, he threw 3 scoreless, came out in the fourth and walked the first 3 batters. So he probably talked to George Carlejo, and George said, how are your legs feeling? He said, potentially a little bit tired. He didn't feel like he'd come out for the fourth. That might be the reason. But Nick Clayton on the mound, fastball slider is his number 2. He also has a nice changeup. Through this season, 4.05 ERA. He's given up 3 earned through 6 2/3 with 5 strikeouts.
So this is Caden Wallace, who checks it up, takes strike 1 from the big right-hander out of Clemson, Nick Clayton.
But I like pulling Gilbert after 3 because the last thing you need is for him to go a place he's not comfortable.
Yes, the other argument would be let Gilbert start the 4th inning and see if he maybe retires the first batter versus lets him get on. But then you put Clayton in a situation where he doesn't get a clean inning coming out of the bullpen, and that's certainly where he thrives the most. So George Carlejo knows what he's doing, and we're not up here to argue with him. So now it's 0-2 on Caden Wallace. Base is empty here in the top of the 4th. That one's chopped to third base. Morales with a chance for a long throw, and he gets it across to Despina for out number 1.
Well, for the talk I brought up about his glove potentially being a negative, that was a tough play. He had to go well behind the third base bag, long throw over to first, and that looked so casual. So he's putting away those talks pretty early, his first chance, and he does a nice job on the 5-3 putout.
So this is Dalton Rushing, the lefty. He's hit by a pitch, first pitch of the at-bat from Gilbert, and he now fouls that one off.
Yeah, and Gilbert was upset the last at-bat that he thought Rushing had leaned into a pitch. See if Clayton takes some of Gilbert's anger and tries to filter it into this at-bat. Help out his Clemson teammate.
Do you think Gilbert can get angry? Here's the 0-1. You can answer that when we come back. That's a fastball high, evens the count at 1 apiece.
I haven't talked to him enough to answer that question.
We've gotten to know him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just even keel. He's
very much so.
Even keel kind of guy. Soft-spoken, but, still a big personality. I say soft-spoken. He just talks quietly.
Right. And he doesn't necessarily have a ton to say. He's not going to open his mouth if he doesn't have anything productive to add to a conversation. Which is something maybe
that's a great quality.
Maybe I could take from him.
2-1 to Rushing, finds the zone for strike 2.
But you want that in a pitcher. You don't want a guy who's going to get too high or too low in the moment.
Mm-hmm. 2-2 from Clayton. That's driven out toward right field. Tracking it toward the line is Kern. He's not going to get there. It's down. Kern has a little trouble with it, but now scoops it up and gets it in. So Rushing got good wood on that ball, but held to a double from Kern, who was able to track it down quickly. Held to a single, excuse me.
Rushing's the biggest power hitter for Bourne, and he got a hold of that baseball, but a nice job by Kern cutting it off, limiting it to a single.
Rushing just keeping his hands inside, an inside pitch from Clayton, turning on it and sending it down the line. He was 2 for 4 with a double the last time these two teams faced off. Now he's 1 for 1. with a hit by pitch, and he stands at first base for the second time this evening. There's a sweeping slider from Clayton that misses outside. It was the first pitch to Kyler Fetko, who struck out in the second.
Yeah, leading run on first. See how Clayton responds. It's the first hit of the ball game for Bourne, even though they've had 4 base runners.
Clayton comes with that one low. So Fetko with the catbird seat 2-0. Running from first base. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. We're still scoreless at Spillane Field. Clayton set. Here's the 2-0. Grounded toward third, wide of the base, and it's foul. We do not have a good angle on that ball.
No.
This camera right here is the entire left side of the infield is a blind spot. So that handy play that he made, I don't know if I even saw it. Just
well,
a few
I have an
batters
angle
ago.
on it.
All right, well
you
you're gonna take it from here if on any ball hit to the shortstop or left of the shortstop. As here's the 2-1 from Clayton. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Crooks, keeps the runner at first base and sends the count to 3-1. Fetko hit .398 this year. That was 15th in the nation from a batting average standpoint. 12 home runs, 53 RBI. A very good year for him, hailing from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. Gets a 3-1, skies it toward the first base side and out of play.
Yeah, and UConn had a good year. They were eliminated in the South Bend Regional. But Fetko led that team. I mean, him and Reggie Crawford, he was Big East Player of the Year, second team All-American according to Baseball America. And him and Reggie Crawford were kind of the 2 guys in that lineup that got things done.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That one's grounded towards shortstop. Jarvis picks it up, gets it to Troy at second, and no play to turn. Looked like Troy had a little bit of time, but I don't think he could get a grip on the baseball. So,
yeah, he bobbled it for a second and realized that he wasn't going to make the play after the bobble. Good job by Jarvis. I mean, he fielded it cleanly, got it over to second. The slide, I think, also affected Troy as well. Rushing was right in his face. I know you always have a runner slide into second.
But this was a good, hard,
play.
Clean slide into the bag.
And it also doesn't make it any easier. I mean, there's still a guy sliding directly in your face every time you're trying to turn a double play.
Well, Troy's used to that by now, but unable to get that throw off. So in steps Zach Agnos for the second time tonight. Takes ball 1 low. So a runner at first base now. Kyler Fetko and Dalton Rushing traded places. So with 2 outs, Agnos up for the second time tonight. He walked in the second inning and then was picked off to end that frame, and now sends a line drive toward right field. Kern ranging over on it. And he picks it up, but not before Agnos arrives at first base, and Fetko moves around to third.
That's where the inability to turn the double play hurts you, because you would have been out of the inning, but now a base hit and runners on the corners. Pressure situation for Nick Clayton. And he might have felt like on that grounder by Fetko that he was out of the inning.
Well, it was well hit off the bat of Fetko. Certainly plenty of time to make the turn, but normally 2 very sure-handed middle infielders for the Gatemen, unable to get the job done, and now Bourne threatening for the second time tonight. Runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Luckily, it's Burns coming to the plate, who just has seen limited action. I mean, this is only his 11th at-bat of the season.
Clayton out of the stretch. First pitch breaking ball blocked by Crooks. Crooks is a brick wall behind the plate, and we take that for granted. But in this situation with the lead run 90 feet away, having a catcher behind the plate, if you're Nick Clayton, who you know can block any pitch you throw, is a huge advantage. The 1-0 from Clayton. Chopper toward first base, gloved by Despina. He'll take it himself, and that's out number 3. Bourne threatens, comes up empty, And we'll go to the Gatemen half of the fourth. Still scoreless at Spillane Field.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
We've been playing baseball for just over an hour here at Spillane Field on Independence Day. No better way to spend it. Nick Magus alongside Jack Sadigan. At least not if you're us. I mean, we're having a good time.
Nothing like some baseball on the 4th of July. America's game on America's holiday, right, Nick?
I mean, that's exactly right. The sun finally starting to come out. Peeks through the clouds ever so slightly. Scoreless ball game here from Wareham. Bottom of the 4th inning. The Gatemen half of this inning. And it'll be Kern, Diodati, and Morales to lead it off as they throw the ball around the infield. And we're set to get it going once again.
Well, the Gatemen's biggest threat came in the second when Diodati and Morales came to the plate. Single and a walk back-to-back for them, but a 5-4-3 double play and a strikeout quickly ended that threat. This is the heart of the order for the Gatemen, though. These have been the productive guys between Kern, Diodati, and what we expect from Morales the season he had at Miami.
And they don't let up with Williams in the 4 spot this inning. So if anyone gets on base, he's hot, and this is a good chance for them to get to Graceffo. They've threatened a couple of times tonight. Graceffo has bent but not broken as Kern takes a breaking ball for strike 1.
That was a big-time curveball from Graceffo. Confident pitch to start off the bottom of the 4th.
That looked like a slider. Low and away. So he's going with the curveball and the slider.
Well, he knows how good of a fastball hitter Kern is if he gets on the outside of the plate. He watched Kern hit the 434-foot 3-run shot against Bourne.
Came with the fastball there, though, kept it inside, staying away from his hot zone, as you said, Jack, and he fouled it off. So 1-2 now on Cade Kern.
He's a 222 hitter this summer, but when he's gotten hits, they've been in huge spots. 3-run homer against Bourne. That made it a 1-run or a 2-run game at the time. 2-run homer against Falmouth. As that pitch misses low and outside to make it 2-2. He also had a 2 RBI single against Hyannis a couple nights ago. That was just a 4-0 win, and it made it 3-0 at the time. Gave the Gatemen some nice cushion.
So 2-2 now as Kern checks it up, takes strike 3. He thought about it. Took the pitch and knew it. Started heading back to the dugout before the umpire made the call.
And that was a nice job by Graceffo. Never gave Kern a pitch that was in his zone that he loves. Outer half of the plate. Kept it inside.
Yeah, it was an outside fastball for that last pitch, but just grabbed the corner.
Right. Kept it inside, and I don't think he was necessarily meaning to throw that fastball for a strike.
Diodati takes a first pitch strike. Mentioned his approach the first time he came up, going after a first pitch breaking ball, which is what he's seen from the majority of these CCBL pitchers after they've started to get a read on him, and that one looked like it hit him. Diodati stays in the box. I think he wants to swing.
He just didn't say anything.
He didn't. So I guess it might have got the catcher's mitt. It got the umpire. I thought it hit Diodati first, but
he's smiling about something.
I don't know.
Wow.
Diodati just steps back into the box, having a good laugh with the home plate umpire.
Let's go. I love it.
Let's see him swing away. It's 1-1. That one's popped up behind the plate. Peter Burns ranging toward the fence, and it's into the seats.
Burns tried to jump the fence for that one.
Gordon Graceffo with a 1-2 count on Diodati. The Villanova ace out of Cranford, New Jersey. Through 82 innings this year, just a 1.54 ERA. He was excellent.
And he's shown it this summer.
Into the fourth inning here, he has one out already and now delivers a slider low to Diodati.
If anyone can break him, though, it's Diodati. Tied for first with 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. He's in third there.
The 2-2. Chopped to first base, grabbed on the short hop by Dalton Rushing, and he takes it himself for out number 2. That's a good play by Dalton Rushing coming in on that ball to grab the short hop. You either want to get the big hop or the short hop as an infielder, never something in between. That time breaking in on it, making the scoop and getting the out.
Well, Kern and Diodati, the 2 batters he just cut down, have 23 RBIs for the Gatemen this summer. To put that in perspective, they've only scored 45 runs. So that's 2 big outs.
First pitch to Yohandy Morales was low and away. Nobody out here with 2 away in the Gatemen half of the 4th.
And even if Graceffo doesn't go past this inning, if he gets Morales, he just went through arguably the best 3 hitters in the Gatemen lineup. I know Morales is making his debut, but just based on his numbers this past year at Miami.
Graceffo hasn't pitched more than 4 innings in any start he's made this year. So this will likely be his last batter, and he comes with the breaking ball, gets a strike on Yohandy Morales.
His curveball has been great today, and when your curveball is hitting anywhere in the zone, it's hard to get a hit.
The 1-1 loses his helmet, does Morales, and that ball's fouled back to the screen.
Swung out of his shoes for that one. That fastball was way out of the zone. I don't know how he even got a piece of that. I mean, it was almost in the other batter's box.
So the lid is back on. Yohandy is back in the box and waits for the 2-1. Here it is. Got him, strike 3. Never a doubt from Gordon Graceffo, who cuts him down in order here in the 4th. We're going to the 5th, still scoreless at Spillane Field.
The law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you. The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soil.
Scoreless through 4 innings here at Spillane Field as we head to the top of the 5th. Jack Sadiq and Nick Magus. Pitchers dominating through 4 innings as Clayton takes the hill for his 2nd inning of work. Gave up 2 hits in the last inning, but was able to get out of trouble. Runners on the corners, and he forced Peter Burns into a grounder to first for the 3rd out.
Well, pitching has dominated, and I have to say, Jack, it's a bit refreshing. After the first game we saw, it was really just sloppy pitching. Not even good hitting, but walks and hit batsmen across the board for especially the Gatemen, but for Bourne as well. So for us to be through 4 scoreless here, the Gatemen playing to their strengths and trying to pick up their 5th win of the season and hand Bourne their first loss of the year.
Clayton will start out against Goodwin. First pitch to him is a fastball right down the middle. Goodwin, the 9-hitter, struck out his first time up in the 3rd. Oh, 1, chopped to the left side. Morales has it charging into the grass and guns it to first for out number 1.
It's the second time in this ball game Nick Goodwin has led off to start an inning and unable to provide a spark for Bourne in either of those 2 innings, in the 3rd or not here in the 5th. So the bat still sitting out on the field after Goodwin dropped it. The young Bourne bat kid out to grab it, and we'll send it back to the top of the order.
Scoreless game, 1 out, nobody on the top of the 5th. First pitch to Joe Lampe is upstairs. Lampe struck out in the 1st, then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Move over to 2nd by a sac bunt, but ultimately stranded there. 1-0, check swing. It was a strike anyway on the outer half. Nice fastball from Clayton. A ball and a strike to Lampe. He stays in the box. 1-1, grounded up the middle. Jarvis has it behind the second base bag, tosses it to first for the 2nd out.
Well, good job by Jim Jarvis staying with that ball. I believe Clayton got a piece of it as it went by the mound, and Jarvis, who had a good beat on a baseball grounded up the middle, had to reset for a moment, readjust his footwork, and make the throw to first. Despina with a nice stretch on the other end, and there's out number 2.
Still nobody on base. We're scoreless in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Christian Knapczyk is a fastball for a strike. Knapczyk is 0 for 2. Did move a runner over with a bunt his last time up, as that pitch misses low. Now a ball and a strike to Christian Knapczyk. Knapczyk out of Louisville. 1-1, fastball down the middle. Clayton filling up the zone with fastballs. He's 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed inside.
You mentioned Knapczyk from Louisville, but hails from Plainfield, Illinois, where he is a fan of the White Sox, Bears, and Blackhawks. A man after my own heart.
Do you like either of those teams? I heard you might. 2-2. Fouled off. Will that stay in play on the left side? It does not. So still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Knapczyk. Anyone who's a White Sox fan, though, I mean.
What?
Is a friend of
You got
yours.
something to say?
Is a friend of
okay.
yours. I mean, what would you think?
I don't know what you were coming with. You said anyone who's a White Sox fan with some tone in your voice, and then stopped.
Just wanted to see how you'd react. 2-2, line foul.
The only thing I've learned is that anyone who's a White Sox fan around here has to specify that they are a White Sox fan.
Yes. If you say you're a Sox fan, they'll assume you're a Red Sox fan. And if you say you're a Yankees fan, they'll throw you out on the street.
If you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. 3rd straight pitch, Knapczyk fouled off.
Well, Knapczyk also says his favorite movie is Step Brothers. And I think I know someone who likes that movie. So he's got a foot in both camps here in the Gatemen booth.
2-2. Called strike 3. Clayton goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. Still a scoreless game on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape...
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Hashtag Morse, of course, has your back.
Nothing game as we head to the bottom of the fifth on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And much to the dismay of the Gatemen dugout, Gordon Graceffo will attempt his longest outing of the season as he comes out for the fifth.
Well, Graceffo's been really, really good. It was pretty much picked up right where he left off from the last time we saw him. That was in Bourne about a week ago, but got out of 4 innings there, giving up just 1 run, and that's the only run he's given up all season in 2 starts.
Yeah.
He has been very, very sharp.
Now 12 innings with 1 earned run.
I'm excited to see this matchup here for the second time tonight. Williams is a guy who likes to elevate the baseball. A slight uppercut in his swing. Graceffo's a guy who keeps the fastball down, keeps all the breaking pitches down, and looks to get ground balls. So we'll see with these 2 counterparts here who wins this battle as Williams takes strike 1.
Nice curveball. Williams swung at the first pitch and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. He has hit 3 homers in the last 2 games, though. Hottest bat for the Gatemen right now. 0-1 is a fastball low. All those home runs were solo shots. 2 of them came against YD and 1 against Hyannis. 1-1 check swing, and Williams went around.
Well, Williams played over 40 games this year and hit 5 home runs on the season. So came out into this Cape Cod League and now has 3 in the last 2 days, 3 on the season for him. But, you know, one of those rare cases of guys really starting to turn it on, especially with the power numbers when they come out here and really rise to the occasion against good pitching.
1-2 is a fastball upstairs. 2 of his home runs have been to left. 1 to left center. His home run a couple days ago against Hyannis landed in the bullpen in left field. A bunch of the Bourne players are hanging out now. 2-2, slow chopper left side, backhanded by Knapczyk. Throw to first in time. Rushing picked it off a hop. Impressive 6-3 put out by Bourne.
Well, Williams was ready to bail on that pitch and had to put a little emergency swing on it as soon as he realized with its 2-strike count that might wind up in the zone. It was a breaking ball. He was ready to take it for ball 3, but after he realized it might catch the bottom of the strike zone, just stuck the barrel out, had to put it in play, and unable to come away with a hit.
First pitch to the lefty, Jimmy Crooks is hammered to left field. Racing back is Wallace. That'll get down in fair territory. Crooks in the second, standing up. It's a 1-out double for Jimmy Crooks, his second double of the season, and that's the leading run for the Gatemen with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, they did the part that they've always been able to do, which is put runners on base. This time it's Crooks in scoring position. We'll see if they can close it out here with Despina coming up. They need to bring a runner in from scoring position. It's been a struggle all year. It's been a struggle so far tonight. But Crooks getting a first pitch fastball, keeping his hands inside and driving it the other way for a 1-out double is exactly what they need to get something going here in the bottom of the 5th.
I will say it's been less of a struggle recently for the Gatemen in the last few games. 10 runs against Orleans. Against Hyannis, they left 7 on but scored 4 and brought in a bases loaded opportunity with 2 outs. First pitch to Despina, grounded right side. Goodwin has it, tosses it to first for the 2nd out. Crooks advanced to 3rd. Second time the Gatemen have had a runner on 3rd with 2 outs, And this time it'll be up to Cade Fergus, who lined out on a laser to the pitcher's mound his first time up.
Well, Fergus has a chance to get Graceffo back right here because he crushed the ball back up the middle. Graceffo would have had no chance to make a play on it if it were anywhere but about letter high on his glove side, and that's exactly where it was.
Nothing game. 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Fergus in the dirt. Crooks waiting 90 feet away, trying to bring in the first run of the ball game.
Fergus came into this game with an on-base percentage at .611. 4 hits on the season for him, 7 walks.
Yeah, he's worked counts. 1-0, ripped into right field. Fedko charging, dives and makes the catch. Second time in a row, Fergus gets robbed, and it keeps a run off the board. Gatemen get 90 feet away on a double from Jimmy Crooks, but come up empty on a diving catch by the right fielder, Kyler Fedko. Scoreless as we head to the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
Jeffrey, 3 scoreless innings, 6 strikeouts. What'd you focus on tonight to execute that performance?
Yeah, talking with George, my pitching coach, after last week, I think a big adjustment that I made was trusting my fastball more. I was able to locate that on both sides of the plate, and then just trusting my off speed. I've been working on a changeup since I've been here. I thought I threw that pretty well tonight. And then slider was my main off-speed pitch, and I was able to throw that for strikes and where I wanted to when I was ahead in count. So overall, for me, it was a pretty good night. Probably one of those nights where you just say you felt really good and were able to come out and compete really well.
And the Braves are undefeated. What's the game plan for beating them tonight?
Yeah, I think right now their pitcher's throwing pretty well. I think this is going to be one of those games where it's going to be 1 or 2 run ball game. So if Nick keeps putting up zeros and our hitters can scratch off a run, we can run into some luck here and there, then I think we'll end up coming out with a win.
Good luck with the rest of the game. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Yeah, appreciate it.
The designated hitter, number 31, Max.
Thank you for that, Julia. Gilbert, a good job. 3 scoreless innings, and we're still scoreless as we head to the 6th, Nick. The Gatemen robbed of an opportunity as Fergus's line drive was caught by a diving Fedko in the last frame.
Well, that was the second time Fergus was robbed tonight. The second play was just as impressive, but the situation was even more dire with a runner at third base. That was what would have been the lead run for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 5th inning. But now we go to the 6th, scoreless.
That pitch is in for a strike to Anderson. He took a ball on the first pitch, so now has a 1-1 count. Anderson, Wallace, and Rushing, the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for Bourne in the 6th. 1-1. Breaking ball a bit low.
Anderson hit .332 this year as a freshman at Nebraska. 7 home runs, knocked in 32. Those numbers good for Big Ten Freshman of the Year.
That pitch is popped up. Despina racing over from first into foul territory, makes the catch.
Plenty of foul ground here at Spillane Field on both sides, both first and third base. Little more territory between the line and the wall on the first base side, and Despina has reaped the benefits of that on a number of occasions this year. Foul outs to first base have been aplenty for both the Gatemen and opposing hitters, and that's the first out that Nick Clayton gets here in the 6th.
Caden Wallace at the plate now takes the first pitch high for ball 1. 0 for 2 with a pop out to first and a 5-3 ground out. Still scoreless in the top of the 6th. 1-0 lined up the middle, and that'll get down for a base hit. 1 out single for Caden Wallace. That's the leading run on first for the Braves. Nice piece of hitting.
Yes, it was. That was a fastball that was creeping in on his hands, and he just stayed with it. kept his hands inside the baseball and drove it out towards center field. Wasn't well hit, but it was hit well enough.
And it brings up Dalton Rushing, who was hit by a pitch and also singled in the fourth. And he hit the ball hard on the single into right field his last time up. First pitch to him, attempted to bunt and missed it.
So Rushing did offer at it, and Clayton, who bounced a pitch in on the first of the at-bat, gets strike one. Take a moment to shout out Josh Rodericks, the first base coach for the Gatemen, also in charge of defensive positioning. You see Jarvis to the second base side.
Grounder gets through into right field. Wallace around third. Throw is inaccurate from Kern to the third base bag. Runners on the corners now with one out.
So right as I was starting to talk about that shift, it was the entire infield for the Gatemen moved over to the right side of the infield with the lefty rushing at the plate. It was Jarvis to the second base side of the bag. Troy over there deep in the hole and still Rushing able to barrel up that ball and beat the shift. Got it into right field on the ground, which is always tough to do. The Gatemen had the right idea, but just unable to execute as Rushing gets a base hit and now runners at the corners with one out.
Braves trying to break a scoreless tie here in the top of the sixth. Kyler Fedko to the plate. He robbed Fergus of a two-out RBI in the last frame. A diving catch on a line drive to right field. Crooks was on third, and he would have scored easily. First pitch to Fedko is fouled off of his leg. It ended up rolling into the infield. Fedko 0 for 2. He struck out in the second and then grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice in the fourth.
Well, Fedko, an interesting story. He actually played 25 games for Bourne in 2019 and hit 171 over those games. It was not a good summer for him. He came back in 2020 in the regular season at UConn and hit 412. So really turned his time in Cape Cod here into an explosion of a shortened 2020 season, and then, of course, hit just under 400 for the entire year this year and finished with what was one of the best offensive performances in the country.
Yeah, led the Big East in hits with 78. Also in on-base percentage. Got on base a tick over 48% of the time. That's what the Cape League can do, though. You're playing top-level competition. You may not put up the best numbers, but you come back as a better player next fall. Runners on the corners, one out for Fedko now. That pitch in for a strike. Nice curveball by Clayton. And it's now 0-2 to Fedko.
Well, expect a breaking ball low here. That's what I would do if I were. That's what I would call for if I were Jimmy Crooks. The double play is in order. It would get you out of the inning with a runner at third base. And Fedko needs to ground into a play here if you're Clayton.
0-2 lined into left field. That'll score a run. Rushing holds up at second. 3 straight base hits, and Bourne has a 1-0 lead in the sixth.
Well, that was the breaking ball, but it didn't break. Stayed up in the zone. Fedko stayed right with it and ripped it into left center field to drive in the first run of the ball game and give Bourne a 1-0 lead.
So runners on first and second, still only one away. Zach Agnos coming to the plate. 1 for 1 with a base hit in the fourth. He's also drawn a walk. But the Braves able to break through in the sixth. Pitching was dominating, but all of a sudden the Bourne bats have come alive with 3 straight base hits. All hard hit balls, too. First pitch to Agnos is fouled over the right side. You'd love to keep it at 1 if you're Clayton here. Unlike the last game where base runners were aplenty and runs seemed to come easily, this game has been completely different.
Been dry thus far. Clayton probably needs to come with the same approach here. Ball's down in the zone with the double play still an option. It would get him out of this inning, but just unable to execute on the last hitter, Fedko.
That pitch was in the dirt. So ball and a strike now to Agnos. Lights on here at Spillane. One pops straight up to center field. Fergus steps back now, charging in on it. Catches it about midway in center field. No advance from rushing at second. 2 outs, runners still on first and second. 1-0 Bourne lead off an RBI single from Kyler Fedko. Peter Burns coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2. About Fedko's contribution. Standing on first right now, rushing the base runner at second. But he robbed the Gatemen of a run in the last frame and then drives in a run in the top of the 6th.
That's exactly what you'd expect from one of the best players in the country. Coming out to Cape Cod and after a tough 2019, really doing his thing in the early part of this season.
First pitch to Burns missed outside. Righty-lefty matchup. Gilbert working from the belt. 1-0, fastball outside.
Burns 0 for 2 on the evening. Came into the CCBL hitting just .178 after his sophomore season at Boston College. 3 home runs, knocked in 16. Played a couple years of varsity hockey in high school as well.
Yeah, pretty common in Massachusetts. But he's been BC's main starter catcher the last 3 seasons. Mound meeting coming as Crooks heads up to the hill. George Carlejo not far behind, the pitching coach for the Gatemen. What do you see this conversation entailing, Nick?
It's a good question. I mean, at this point, if you're Clayton, you just need to go back to what you're comfortable with. You need to rely on your fastball and you need to rely on your changeup. Those are the 2 pitches he loves the most. And I think he's trying to get, for lack of a better way of putting it, a little too cute here. He's been mixing in a lot of different pitches. It's not necessarily going his way. And he just needs to return to what he knows best, what he loves best, and buckle down. It hasn't been a lot of mistakes. It's just been, 3 straight singles that did him in so far this inning. And now Clayton with, the confidence waning just a little bit. Carlejo out there to reassure him and make sure he keeps pounding the strike zone.
2-0 count to Burns. The pitch got between Crooks' legs. Both runners advance.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to start it. It was a ball, and it was a passed ball. Check that, a wild pitch. So now the count goes to 3-0, and the runners move to second and third.
See what the official score is on that. Rare to see Crooks miss a pitch like that, though.
It is, but it was in the dirt. It's a pitch he needs to block, but
that makes this at-bat even more important. It's a 3-0 count. First base is open, and the 9-hitter is coming up. 1-0 Bourne lead. That run came in this inning. 3-0 pitch. Fastball missed outside. That'll load the bases. 2 outs and the base is juiced for the 9-hitter Nick Goodwin. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. This is the moment in this ball game so far. 1-0 Bourne lead. Both teams have struggled to score in a huge opportunity for the Braves right now. First pitch to Goodwin, missed inside.
Well, we faced a similar situation earlier in this ball game, and it was Goodwin at the plate with runners in scoring position, and we said he's the guy to get. It was Crooks able to bail out Gilbert, picking off a runner at first, but Clayton can't count on that here. He needs to get the 9-hitter before we throw it back to the top of the Bourne order.
Yeah, he needs to keep runs off the board. Big 4th of July game between the first-place Braves and the Gatemen, who are tied for second in the West. 1-0. Miss low. Now 6 straight balls from Clayton.
He continues to just pound his cleats on the rubber, and I think that's with the wet dirt out there on the mound, he's struggling a little bit with his balance. Not currently raining, but the mound is still soft and still wet.
2-0, low and inside on a fastball. So a 3-0 count for Nick Goodwin with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Bourne trying to extend a 1-0 lead.
Gilbert was through 3 scoreless. Clayton came on in relief through a good 4th, through a good 5th, and now facing trouble here in the 6th.
3-0, fastball right down the middle. I think he knew Goodwin would take all the way. He did. So he gets his first strike in 8 pitches. Goodwin right back into the box. 3-1 count. Clayton from the belt. That pitch fouled back.
Clayton trying to come all the way back. He was down 3-0 with the bases loaded. And in a can't walk situation, needs to deliver a strike here.
Payoff pitch coming. Bases loaded for the Braves. Here it is. Fouled off. Goodwin fouled it off his foot.
But a good sign from Clayton, coming with 3 straight strikes after running into some trouble in the 6th.
He's trying to keep it at 1 run. Rushing the base runner at 3rd, Fedko at 2nd, Burns at 1st. And Nick Goodwin at the plate. Looking for his first hit in 13 at-bats. Payoff pitch, missed inside. And that'll walk in a run. Clayton battled back from 3-0, but ultimately Goodwin draws a walk. And it's back to the top of the lineup with the bases still loaded for Joe Lampe. Now a 2-0 Bourne lead.
That was a close, competitive pitch from Nick Clayton. And I'll be honest, I'm a bit surprised he didn't get that call. Wasn't necessarily a bad call, but for a pitcher in that situation who's, battled all the way back. Of course, the strike zone doesn't change, but it is also not, wouldn't be unsurprising to see the umpire give him the benefit of the doubt. So Clayton has to come off now.
Yeah, Carleo heading to the mound. He's going to call to the bullpen. 2-0 Braves. Bases still loaded with 2 away in the 6th. And a new pitcher coming on for the Gatemen in a moment.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Welcome back. We are in the top of the 6th. 2-0 Braves lead, and the bases still loaded. Clayton's day is done. So on 2 2/3, giving up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. He'll be responsible for everybody on base. And in to replace him is Hunter Skillport. The Gatemen get a lefty-lefty matchup as he'll start off against Lampe.
Well, Skilly, as they call him, into the ballgame for the 3rd time this year. He threw 2 scoreless innings against Bourne. Was really the first pitcher to come into that ballgame about a week ago that was really solid for the Gatemen. And then just a third of an inning the other night, closing down a bit of a jam against Hyannis. So Skillport now 2 1/3 on the season, has not allowed a run yet. And while he was not one of the more highly touted prospects coming into this league, has certainly done his job for the Gatemen thus far.
Well, Wareham needs him to close out another jam here. Morales up from third. First pitch to Lampy. Ground up the middle. Skillport has it. Goes to home plate for the force out. One pitch for Skillport, and he gets the Gatemen out of trouble. Bourne do get 2, though, off of 3 hits. They leave the bases loaded as we head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Braves lead.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Bourne Braves get 2 runs in the top of the 6th. First 2 runs of the ball game. Now the Gatemen's turn to try and answer with the top of the order coming up in the last of the 6th. And a new pitcher on the mound. Graceffo out of the game, 5 scoreless innings. He was dominant. And he'll turn it over to the right-hander, Tristan Verling out of Gonzaga.
Verling, as you said, from Gonzaga, having a nice year on the Cape thus far. Just a 2.7 ERA across 3 1/3 innings pitched. But he was the guy who was on the other end of the inning that we continue to talk about for the Gatemen. It was the 9th inning of that first matchup with Bourne. They got the first 2 runners aboard. That was against Verling. And then he came back with the bases loaded and struck out 3 straight guys to get out of that ball game. So he's certainly hittable. He'll certainly put guys on base. But the Gatemen had some trouble with him. At least Crooks, Samillo, and I believe Despina had some trouble with him in that first ball game. So he finished that game with an inning and a third, didn't allow a run after working himself into and then out of some trouble.
Gatemen have left 2 runners on third in this ball game, trail by 2. Jim Jarvis to the plate. First pitch to him is ripped into center field. Lampy in on it and ranging to his right makes the catch.
Well, that's been the story of the evening so far for the Gatemen. Barreling up baseballs left and right, 2 left and 2 right, all over the infield as well, and just unable to get through. From lineouts to the pitcher to soft lineouts, diving plays from the right fielder, Kyler Fedko. It's been a struggle to just get the ball down.
First pitch to Tommy Troy is in for a strike. Troy 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fedko in right field robbed Fergus of what would have been an RBI in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 to Troy, check swing, and he went around.
Verling an All-West Coast Conference honorable mention this year. Finished the season at Gonzaga with a 3.88 ERA across 48 2/3 innings.
0-2, cut on and missed. Swung at the high heat, and now 2 batters quickly away for the Gatemen. nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. Bourne ahead of Wareham 2-0 on this July 4th evening. Wareham trying to get above 500 for the first time this season, and Bourne trying to extend an undefeated season. The best Cape League start we've seen in a decade. Cade Kern at the plate now. First pitch to him is fouled back.
Verling relies heavily on his fastball, and in an 0-2 count, as you saw just a moment ago, likes to go to the high fastball as opposed to any off-speed pitch. That was how he struck out Crooks for the second out in that 9th inning, the first time these two teams met.
0-1 is a hot shot to third, picked up on a hot by Agnos, throw to first in time. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Verling in the last of the 6th. Bourne ahead 2-0.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Away half of the 7th coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magus alongside Jack Zadegan. And nobody likes to lose on Independence Day. Someone's going to have to tonight, as the Gatemen take on the Bourne Braves for the second time this year. Well, I guess, actually, someone doesn't have to lose. We have ties in this league.
Nobody wants it. Then both teams lose when you tie.
It's true. Somebody has to lose. Maybe both teams will lose if we're square after 9. But Hunter Skilport back on the mound. One pitch to close out the 6th inning after Clayton worked into some trouble, gave up 2 runs. Skilport able to get out of it, and now here he is for a clean inning. Top of the 7th and facing off against Christian Napchik, who leads it off for the Braves. First pitch fastball in for strike 1.
Skilport wasn't necessarily highly touted when he came out here, but every time he's come out, he's done a great job on the mound, and he just spews confidence.
Blows a fastball by him for strike 2. Challenges hitters, and yeah, well, it hasn't always been pretty. He's done his job in every situation he's been thrown into so far.
And he's had to come into some tough situations, get big outs.
Fastball just off the plate.
That's a good pitch. Barely missed.
Skilport, been a bullpen guy his whole career, working out of the stretch with nobody aboard. Strike 3 on the inside corner. 4 straight fastballs for Hunter and sat him down.
I mean, if that's not confidence, I don't know what is. He threw him 4 straight fastballs and says, I just don't think you can hit my fastball. And he's able to strike out Napchek looking. Napchek has the hat trick now tonight. 3 strikeouts. Came into this game hitting .368.
Skilport comes with another fastball. This one to Max Anderson, the designated hitter in the 3 spot for the Braves tonight. The 1-0 from Skilport, that was a changeup, and Anderson swung through it for strike 1.
But when you watch him throw 4 straight fastballs and then he throws a fastball to you on the first pitch, you're going to be a little bit ahead of that first changeup.
Troy shaded up the middle at second base. There's a high fastball, blew it by him once again. So Anderson now down 1-2. The right-handed hitter wags his bat at the left-handed Skilperort. Skilly now set. Here's the pitch. Fastball up and away. Started pitching just 2 years ago at the University of the Pacific. Did Hunter Skilperort. Left-handed throwing, right-handed hitting pitcher. As here's the 2-2 pitch. That's grounded toward the shortstop. It's Jarvis picking it up and throwing to first for out number 2.
Good job by Skillport. Forces the grounder. Jarvis, clean handle, throw to first. Couple quick outs for Skilly.
I mentioned he just started pitching a couple years ago. He was a left-handed throwing, right-handed hitting position player. And he's like, nobody wants that as a utility guy. You can only play a handful of positions as a lefty, and nobody really wants a right-handed bat if you're a left-handed arm. So it's like, I wanted to play. I needed to start pitching. That's what he did here, is he delivers strike one to Caden Wallace.
Well, he's got a tough hitter up now. Wallace started that rally in the last inning. First of 3 base hits in a row. That brought in the first run of the game.
That one skied toward left field, but twisting out of play toward the corner it goes. Had some juice on it, but Caden Wallace just out in front of that Hunter Skilport breaking ball.
Yeah, he jumped on it, but he was early.
That's a 350-foot strike 2. And now no balls and 2 strikes on Caden Wallace. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Base is empty. The pitch popped toward the right side. Despina with another chance in foul territory at first base, and he makes the play. So Wallace takes the bat with him down to first base, and now he takes it with him back to the dugout as we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at Spillane Field.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Bottom of the 7th here from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham down 2-0 to the visiting Bourne Braves. And if they're going to work their way back into this one, now is the time. It'll be Diodati, Morales, and Williams coming to the plate. But first, Jack with some scores from around the league.
Yeah, Katuitt ahead of Falmouth 4-3. That's the big game in the West. Katuitt 2 points back from both Falmouth and Wareham, who are tied for second. And then Hyannis trailing YD 5-1 in the top of the 8th. Harbor Hawks bats struggling yet again.
So Diodati stepping in now. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to first. He takes the first pitch, grabs the lower outer corner of the plate for strike 1. Top of the 7th inning. Diodati leading it off for the Gatemen as that one's popped back to the left.
Diodati's frustrated because now he knows he has to hit more defensively, which he doesn't like to do behind 0-2. I would look for what he did on his first at-bat, though. Look for that breaking ball. See if you can just poke it up the middle. There's a huge hole up the middle.
There was the breaking ball, but it's fouled off. Diodati staying alive with 2 strikes.
And last time it was Diodati, Morales, and Williams to lead off an inning. It was the second. Diodati singled, Morales walked, but then Williams grounded into a double play, and Crooks struck out to leave Diodati stranded on third.
Verling has him in a tough spot here, 0-2. Come with the slider again or the high fastball that he likes so much. Here's the pitch. It was a fastball away. Diodati left it out there, sends the count to 1-2.
Not sure what he's going to go with here.
Well, Verling's a dynamic pitcher. He's got
Right.
stuff all over the board coming from the right side. There's the 1-2 pitch taken low and away. Diodati slowly but surely working back into this count after falling down, no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he missed on that pitch. Burns was framed up inside, and I think it was supposed to be a fastball inside, but he missed outside with it. I'd expect a breaking ball here, 2-2.
We'll see what he comes with. There's the breaking ball, and it's fouled off once again by Diodati, staying alive.
Nice job. I mean, that was too close to take, so he had to foul it back. He was able to catch a piece of it.
Gatemen half of the 7th inning. The base is still empty for Diodati, who faces a 2-2 count. The pitch from Verling, checked up and fouled off. Wow, that is a heck of a play by Owen Diodati at the plate. Knew it was a pitch he couldn't handle, but knew it was a strike as well. Just punched it toward the dugout. That's exactly what they tell you to do in that situation. And for a left-handed hitter to have that barrel control against a righty and just check it up and shoot it the other way is, it's something you don't see very often for hitters at this level. Once again, the 2-2 fouled back.
Well, for the Gatemen having no runs through 6 innings, they've had some quality at-bats. They've done a good job at the plate, making pitchers work. Just hasn't resulted in runs.
Hasn't. It's been hard-hit balls and quality at-bats across the board. Now Diodati goes down on strikes. Verling had to try a number of times, but it was the sweeping slider that finally put away number 12, and the first batter of the inning for the Gatemen is retired. So here's Morales. Yohandy looking for his first hit in his first start of his Cape League career, coming off an excellent freshman season at Miami. 0 for 1 on the night with a walk, and he takes a fastball for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Morales. Verling deals the 0-1. That's grounded towards shortstop. Napchik makes a routine play, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, Morales got jammed up a little bit on that one. Ended up rolling over.
Well, we talk about it all the time, but it's a huge advantage for pitchers when they're able to attack hitters early, get ahead in the count. And when you have a player like Diodati and then Morales playing and protecting from behind in the count, that's when you can induce those strikeouts and weak contact that he did right there. As this time comes with a fastball tying inside to Justin Williams.
Williams has been quiet. He's hit 3 homers in the last 2 games, but a double play ground out, then a 6-3 ground out. See if he can inject some energy for Wareham.
Big swing and a miss right there. He was thinking about it, but came up empty. It's 1-1. Base is still empty here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs. The pitch to Williams is low and away, ball 2. Jimmy Crooks with the shin guards on, waiting on deck. He doubled his last time up. But first it's Williams. The 2-1, fouled straight back.
Gatemen down right now, Nick, but what a night tonight. Beautiful orange-blue sky on the 4th of July here at Spillane.
It is gorgeous. No better way to spend Independence Day. The 2-2 swung on and missed. 1-2-3 inning for Tristan Verling. He gets Diodati with a strikeout, Morales with a ground out to short, and then Williams swinging as well to send us to the 8th. Gatemen still down 2-0. We'll be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Hunter Skilperort back on the mound for the Gatemen. Nick Magus alongside Jack Sadigan. Here from Spillane Field for the 8th inning of baseball. It's been a quick game so far, just 2 total runs in the ballgame. Both of those belong to Bourne as they send 3 hitters to the plate. For the top of the 8th, it'll be Dalton Rushing, Kyler Fetko, and Zach Agnos.
Well, you got to keep it close. Bourne's pitching has been too good. I feel like it has to stay at 2 runs for the Gatemen to have a shot.
Well, no lead is insurmountable, but a 2-run deficit feels big enough right now for the way this ball game's been going. The big shift is on once again to the right side as Dalton Rushing, the left-handed hitter, takes strike 1.
He's had a nice night tonight, 2 for 3, and his last time up he grounded it right past Tommy Troy, the second baseman, who's already shifted over to the right and in shallow right field.
High fastball from Skilly, swung through strike 2. Troy giving himself a little bit more space now at second base, playing all the way on the right field grass. Jarvis to Troy's side of the second base bag, moving all the way over from shortstop. The 0-2 pitch to Rushing. Popped foul left side and out of play. Rushing beat up on the Gatemen last time these two teams met. He was 2 for 4 with a double, and tonight has reached base 3 times, 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and he was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, he's had the Gatemen's number.
Breaking ball just missed too low.
That was a good pitch. I thought Rushing was going to swing at it.
It's exactly where Skilport wanted it, and tip of the cap to Dalton Rushing for being able to lay off. It's now 1-2. Rushing, the big left-handed hitting first baseman out of Louisville, waits for Skilport's offering. Line toward left, Diodati coming on, makes the play on the run. At this point in the season, it's been 3 diving catches for Diodati out there and a number of other running plays. If you see a line drive to left field, just assume it's caught.
Well, and Rushing did a nice job with that. Shot it the other way. It was a fastball from Skilport, but fortunately doesn't drop down in left field. Dalton Rushing against the Gatemen has been really good, and that was a big first out in the 8th.
Well, Skilport now has already surpassed his longest outing of the Cape League season. It was an inning and a third coming into this game. Now he's worked through an inning and 2/3. On in relief in the 6th, closed that out, then got through the 7th, and now has 1 out here in the 8th before he delivered strike 1 to Kyler Fetko. A pitch taken low, blocked by Jimmy Crooks. Fetko now faces a 1-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Base is empty. Cade Fergus to the shortstop side of the bag in center field, playing also fairly deep.
Well, Fedco has power.
Diodati deep out there in left field as well as Skilport comes with the high fastball, misses upstairs.
We were actually surprised last time these two teams played. Fedco wasn't in the lineup, just got a day off. But an RBI single his last time up.
Gilbert from the stretch. That one a little jam shot toward Jarvis at shortstop, and he's over there to make the play. Drifting out toward left field was Jarvis, and a good thing, too, because Diodati, for as much range as he has, had no chance on that ball.
No, he didn't, and a good job by Jarvis. I thought that initially might get down for a base hit, but Jarvis had a good beat on it and was able to make the catch over his shoulder.
So 2 line drives, 2 outs. Neither one of them particularly well hit. And Skilperort trying to close out this 8th inning. Zach Agnos stands in his way. Agnos, the right-handed hitter, takes strike 1.
Good pitch, fastball, high outside strike. Come back inside here on this pitch.
Wouldn't be surprised if he does. Here's the 0-1. Stayed away, but that was a breaking ball, and it was a good one. No balls and 2 strikes now on Zach Agnos, the third baseman out of East Carolina. Skilperort has looked great so far. Here's the 0-2. Checks it up, takes a ball.
Yeah, he's had command over his curveball, fastball, and the slider when we've seen it.
Mentioned he converted from a utility player. Was a second-team All-Gold Coast Conference as a freshman utility player at West Valley College. Delivers a ball low, evens the count at 2 on Agnos. Played at Mission College the following year. Was first-team All-Coast Golden Gate Conference as that same utility player, but for as much success as he had, made the switch to pitcher and now has a chance to shut down a very good lineup in the Bourne Braves. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 got him. Hunter Skilperort threw 2 1/3, and he has been dealing, keeping the Gatemen in the ball game. They're down 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Stay with us here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Gatemen down 2-0 as we start their half of the 8th inning. Crooks, Despina, and Fergus, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Wareham, coming to the plate. And Tristan Verling back on the mound for the Braves.
Well, Verling's looked good so far. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings, and he's gone 1, 2, 3 in both. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Gatemen. And I'll say, although these 7, 8, 9 guys are combined 1 for 6, Crooks has the only hit with the double. They've been quality at-bats. Fergus has gotten unlucky a couple times. Despina had a hard hit ball to left field that just didn't quite get down. So I'm confident in the 7, 8, 9 group for the Gatemen.
No reason not to be, but to this point it's been all Bourne, especially on the mound. You said Verling through the last 2 innings, 1, 2, 3, but before that, we'll rewind just a minute. Gordon Graceffo threw 5 scoreless.
Yeah,
now,
was good.
Now 9 total innings on the season against the Gatemen. He's allowed just 1 run and continued to mow through Gatemen tonight. So
he's just a really good pitcher now.
Yes, he is. From the Big East, hailing from Villanova, is Gordon Graceffo. Now we move it to the West Coast, and Tristan Verling out of Gonzaga delivers strike one to Jimmy Crooks.
Crooks did a nice job his last at-bat, shot a ball the other way for a double. He's done that a couple times here at Spillane.
Crooks a very patient hitter. Can use all fields. Big power to the pull side, but also not afraid to go the other way, as you said. Fights that one off his hands, foul. 0-2, and a nice catch made over there by the fan.
Can hear some fireworks going off in the background in Wareham.
Nice to know that we got the fireworks are working. It was a wet day.
Yes.
Here on Cape Cod for the fourth consecutive day. The rain was coming down,
and it rained
for most of the afternoon.
About 30 minutes before first pitch as well. We thought it might be pushed back. Ended up just being a quick shower.
The 0-2 to Crooks. Chopper 2 hopper to second base. That's fielded by Goodwin and on to first for out number 1. So here comes Despina. 0 for 2 with a couple of quality at-bats. Flew out to left in the 4th and then grounded out to second in the 5th. So now 1 for 12, 1 for his last 12, I believe. Verling, the lefty, deals a slider low and inside. Despina takes it for ball 1.
Good take by Despina. I don't have any stats on it, so I'm just going off of what I've seen this year, but he's been so much better when he takes a ball or two early in the count this season than when he gets behind early.
Well, I'd be willing to bet that the stats back you up. That's not just the case with Despina, but for most hitters. But I agree. It's been especially an issue for Angelo in the early going as he sits with a 1-1 count, stares down Verling, and chops the ball toward first base. On a short hop from Rushing, he'll take it himself for out number 2.
Rushing has a great glove at first.
He showed it off a couple times tonight. It's a good point you make. A couple of spinning ground balls with topspin that get up and sink, and he's able to make those plays look easy. And they're plays that a first baseman needs to make, but for Dalton Rushing, he does it with ease.
Not only has the pitching been great for Bourne, the defense backing up the pitching tonight has been phenomenal. And when you get that in pitchers that are dealing, as Fergus fouls off the first pitch to him, it's just really hard to score runs.
Verling came with strike 1 to Fergus just a moment ago, pitching against the Gatemen for the second time this year. No balls and a strike on Fergus. Breaking ball in the dirt. Skips toward the Braves dugout.
All you have to do to find good defense is look at Fergus's first 2 at-bats. Laser to the pitcher's mound, caught. Laser to right field, caught on a dive by Fedko.
The 1-1, skied to the right side. Rushing coming over toward the Gateman dugout. And that is out of play. Gatemen occupy the first base dugout here at Spillane Field, something that is becoming increasingly more common at ballparks, the home team being on the first base side, but is not what is considered traditional.
I wish they would just pick a side. If the MLB would establish a home side, then everyone else, I think, would follow suit.
Well, the tradition is the third base side, but even in Major League Baseball now, teams are all over the place.
A lot about tradition in the MLB recently the last few years, I
feel
like.
Oh, yes, you have. Some people like it more than others. If this weren't a close ball game, we'd get into that more here. But now the 1-2 to Fergus is checked up. He went around. That's strike 3. Out from behind the plate is Burns to throw him out at first. And that will do it for the 8th. A 2-0 deficit for the Gatemen. We'll take that to the 9th right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. 2-0 Bourne lead as we head to the top of the ninth. Jack Sadiga and Nick Magus. And the fourth pitcher coming for the Gatemen. Skillport goes 2 1/3, his longest outing of the Cape League season. Doesn't give up any runs and has 2 strikeouts. And our first look at Kevin Acey, the right-hander out of the University of Pennsylvania.
Well, Kevin Acey actually has numbers for the 2021 season, which is rare enough in itself, given he played at an Ivy League school. Most of those schools did not play, but the rule for the Ivy League was they were allowed to participate in local non-conference competitions. So that's what Penn did. Acey made 3 starts, 5 total appearances on the year through 26 innings, finished the year with a 2-0 record and a 2.42 ERA. So a solid year for him, and played a few games against the local Villanova in Philadelphia.
Well, nice to see that he was able to pitch. First pitch to Burns is shot back up the middle for a base hit. So that will welcome AC into the Cape League. Burns takes the first pitch, squares it up, lasers it up the middle.
AC, as you said, in the Cape League for the first time this year, joined the team just a couple days ago, along with 5 or 6 new arms for the Gatemen. The carousel continues. We'll be talking about it all year.
We will.
It makes our lives difficult as broadcasters trying to keep up with the roster moves across the board.
Nick Goodwin to the plate, shows bunt and fouls the pitch straight back. So runner on first, nobody out in the top of the ninth. Gatemen trying to keep it at a 2-0 deficit. Bourne off to the best start in the last decade in the Cape League, 8-0-2. The pitching and defense has been tremendous tonight. 0-1, knuckled into center field. That gets down. Burns to second, and there are 2 runners aboard with still nobody out in the top of the ninth.
Well, they're not big mistakes from AC, but they're pitches that have just caught a little bit too much of the plate. The first one was a fastball that got ripped into center field from Peter Burns, and then this time Goodwin reaching out and getting a fairly low pitch out there into the outfield for a base hit. So AC, a little bit of a rude awakening here in his first Cape League appearance. Has runners at first and second now with nobody out.
And now back to the top of the lineup with Joe Lampe. He is 0 for 3. Did reach after getting hit by a pitch in the third. Lays a bunt down the third base line. Morales has it, no throw. Perfect bunt by Lampe, and the bases are loaded.
Well, Morales got to that baseball fairly quickly, and it did not matter a bit. Joe Lampe was hooking down the first baseline and was 5/6 of the way there when Morales even got to the baseball.
So the base is loaded, and still nobody out in the top of the ninth. Bourne up 2-0, and George Carlejo heading to the mound for a visit with AC. He's seen 3 batters in his debut now, 3 straight base hits, 2 line drives up the middle, and a bunt single for Joe Lampe.
Well, AC's got a heck of a story. He was the Atlantic City Press Player of the Year in New Jersey as a high school junior. But before that, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor when he was 10 years old. He said that just really gave him a new perspective on his entire baseball career. He said he started seeing double vision during a baseball game when he was 10. Parents took him to the doctor, diagnosed as a brain tumor, and while it was benign, it was still a life-changing moment for him. It said in an article that was written not too long ago about him, you still get mad when you strike out, when you give up runs. It's not a good feeling, but at the end of the day, I realize how lucky I am to still be able to play, because there are a lot of kids who are still in the hospital or have passed away that have gone through much worse things than having a bad baseball game. Kevin Acey's words right there, and wise words from a man of his age.
His first pitch to Knapczyk gets through. No runners advance. That got to the backstop. Not sure why none of the Bourne runners moved off the bases.
And that's a break right there. That ball went all the way to the backstop, as you said, and at third base, Peter Burns could have walked home and just chose to stay put.
But back to that story from Acey. Putting things in perspective here on July 4th, and we are happy to those that have joined in on our YouTube stream and on WCTV.
And we're here at the ballpark, enjoying a night of baseball.
That pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to Knapczyk. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2-0 Bourne lead. Righty-lefty matchup here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Miss low.
Infield playing on the grass for the Gatemen all the way around the horn. It's Morales at third, Jarvis at short, Tommy Troy at second, and Despina at first.
Fog starting to roll into left and center field here at Spillane. 3-0. Fastball clips the outer edge for a strike.
I mentioned the infield in, but doesn't do AC any good if he doesn't throw a strike. At least give Bourne a chance to put the ball in play. Got one over there. It's now 3-1.
The pitch. Fastball for a strike.
Well, I don't know if our viewers at home had an angle on that one, but that's all. I think that's all we need to say.
Use that and strike him out. Payoff pitch. Grounded up the middle. AC goes to home plate for the force out throw to first. Double play. 1, 2, 3 double play. And no runs come across. Still 2-0. And runners on second and third.
Well, the damage is not entirely avoided, or the threat is not entirely avoided, but oh boy, that's a good feeling.
That's a good start.
If you're AC, the 1, 2, 3 double play is exactly what you needed in that situation.
First pitch to Max Anderson is a strike. So all of a sudden, on one pitch, it goes from bases loaded and nobody out to no runs across, runners on second and third and 2 outs. 2-0 Bourne lead. AC trying to keep it in comeback range for the Gatemen. 0-1, ripped up the middle. That gets down. 2 runs will score for Bourne. And on the throw into the plate, Anderson advances to second. Now a 4-0 game.
Well, that's just credit to Max Anderson. Had a tough night so far, was 0 for 4 to that point, but comes up in a big situation after his team had all the momentum sucked out of them for the time being. And attacks a fastball that got too much of the plate, rips it into center field, and now he's in scoring position at second base after driving in a couple.
First pitch to Caden Wallace's 2-hop to short, throw in time to the first base bag. Bourne gets 2 runs off of 4 hits. They leave 1 runner aboard in the 9th. Last chance for the Gatemen. Down by 4. They'll have the top of their lineup coming up after this on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you. The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier two-year maritime college.
Fireworks going off here in Wareham as we head to the last of the ninth. The final chance for the Gatemen, down by 4 runs. Jackson Egan, Nick Magus. New pitcher on the mound for Bourne. It is the solid right-hander out of Wake Forest, Eric Adler.
Well, some fireworks would be nice for the Gatemen offense here. Their last chance in the bottom of the ninth. Eric Adler stands in the way. A really nice year at Wake Forest. ERA of 2 flat across 18 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, 15 walks, picked up 6 saves on the year. Was a freshman All-American this year at Wake, going into his sophomore year, and he picked up right where he left off in the start of the Cape League season.
Yeah, 4 appearances, Nick. No runs off of 3 hits and 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. So Bourne taking no chances, up 4 runs with the top of the Gateman lineup coming up, putting one of their best arms on the mound. And it was a frustrating top half of the inning. Bourne up 2-0. They load the bases with nobody out. The Gatemen get a 1-2-3 double play, but then Max Anderson delivered a 2 RBI single to put Bourne up 4 runs.
And that single, means more than just 2 RBIs, because in that situation, those 2 RBIs feel like a million.
Right.
Bottom of the ninth, where you need 1 is manageable. When you need 2 is tough enough. But to be down 4 with Tommy Troy coming to check that, Jim Jarvis coming to the plate for the Gatemen. I mean, no matter who's coming up, it feels like a big deficit.
A lot of guys will have to come up to make up this 4-run deficit. We'll see everybody in the lineup most likely if the Gatemen can get back 4 runs.
Jarvis aboard, Troy aboard, Kern aboard, Diodati home run. We can do it real quick.
That sounds pretty easy. Let's just do that.
Why not?
First pitch to Jarvis, misses upstairs. Jarvis is 1 for 3 with a base hit in the 3rd. Gatemen have 3 hits tonight, have left a runner stranded on 3rd twice, but there just haven't been very many opportunities. 1-0, fastball low. Adler working from the stretch. 2-0, fastball down the middle.
Jarvis back in the hits column tonight. Has one this evening after going 0 for 5 the other day. But continuing to not strike out and put the ball in play.
2-1, fastball on the outer half for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Jimmy True Strikes will go to his patented approach. Choking up about 3 inches on the bat.
Looks more like 6, though, for everybody at home who can't see it. He's halfway to the barrel.
2-2, low and away. Full count for Jim Jarvis, trying to spark potential comeback for the Gatemen. They're down 4-0 to undefeated Bourne here on July 4th. Here's the payoff pitch. Missed outside, so the Gatemen get a leadoff base runner.
Well, a long way to go, but certainly not a bad way to start, as Jarvis is aboard. And the dreaded leadoff walk from Eric Adler, who is no stranger to these situations. 6 saves on the year, served as Wake Forest's closer for the entire season. But in a little bit of trouble here with the top of the Gatemen order. Leading it off, Jarvis is aboard, and here's Tommy Troy.
Troy is 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. First pitch to him is low. This is his 4th game for Wareham, and he's yet to go a game without getting a hit. Burns going to go talk to Adler on the mound for a moment. Gatemen down 4-0 with a runner on first and nobody out in the 9th. They put together a dramatic comeback last time against Bourne. Ended up losing 6-5, scored 4 runs over the final 3 innings, and left the bases loaded in the 9th. 1-0, lined up the middle, bounces off the shortstop Knapczyk's glove, and everybody's safe. Knapczyk tried to flick it to second, couldn't get it in time.
Well, that was after a bobble and a little bit of a break for the Gatemen. That was a double play ball that was ready to be turned. Knapczyk, if he had fielded it cleanly, would have been able to step on the base and get it over to first on his own. Instead, it will likely go as an error. Jack, correct me if I'm wrong.
We have to wait for the official score, Nick.
All right. Well, while we wait for that, it's 2 on for the Gatemen and nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the score is. It just matters that there's 2 runners on, nobody out. Cade Kern at the plate. For those that remember, a 434-foot 3-run shot against Bourne last time at Doran Park, or last time these 2 teams met, I should say, as the first pitch to him misses low. Been quiet tonight, 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Bourne up 4-0 at the moment. Adler working from the letters, a look over at second. 1-0 pitch, a big swing and a miss from Kern.
Kern needs to remember that he doesn't need to do too much here. That was a big swing and a miss, and he was thinking about sending that ball out of the ballpark. The one problem with that is that would still leave the Gatemen down 1. So Kern's approach should be just find a way on base, whether it's a single, a walk, whatever the case may be, and then leave it up to the best hitter in the order on deck, Owen Diodati.
1-1 is low. And so Tommy Troy's grounder was ruled an error, for those that were wondering.
I was.
I know you were.
Even if nobody else was. And now I'm eating on the mound.
Adler is going to get a conversation.
The sad thing about that is Tommy Troy now still, or his first game hitless on the season. It's only been 4 games now for him so far, but he'll finish this night 0 for 4. But what matters, Jack?
That he's on base.
We need guys who get on base.
Kern trying to do that right now. Quick meeting for Adler, and he's still on the hill. Runners on first and second for the Gatemen. 4-0 Bourne lead in the bottom of the 9th. There's still nobody out for Cade Kern, who has a 2-1 count. And here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Diodati waiting on deck. He's 1 for 3 with a single in the second. The Gatemen's best hitter so far this summer. And Kern's been one of the best power hitters for the Gatemen at the plate right now. Waiting for the 2-2 offering. Adler a look to second. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Kern strikes out, and the Gatemen are down to their last 2 outs. Still runners on first and second for Owen Diodati.
It'll be interesting to see how Adler attacks Diodati, one of the best fastball hitters in this league. For a guy who's struggled so far with his control, I'm sure he wants to come with a fastball here, but needs to be careful against the big swinging number 12.
Well, Diodati hasn't seen a first pitch fastball at all tonight. This pitch is a fastball for a strike on the outer half, and Diodati took it all the way.
That is a big first pitch from Adler. Lets him get ahead in the count and now go to the toolbox against Diodati.
Oh, 1, cut on and missed.
Diodati a minute and a half behind that fastball.
Yeah.
I think guessing off-speed pitch 0-1. Certainly not a bad guess for Diodati, but he blows a fastball right by you. Now he's on his heels, 0-2.
1 out, runners on first and second. 4-0 Bourne lead in the 9th. Diodati needs a hit here. 0-2 just off the plate. Adler went fastball again. He's going right after Owen Diodati. A ball and 2 strikes for the left fielder from Alabama. Can he come up big for the Gatemen like he has so many times before and keep him in this 4-0 game? The Gatemen finally showing a little bit of life with 2 runners on in the 9th. First time there have been 2 runners on base since the 2nd inning for Wareham. Fireworks going off in all different directions here at Wareham. One, 2, fouled back. Diodati digs back in. Has a 1-2 count. Adler leaning in for the sign. He'll work from the letters. Here's the pitch. Fastball missed low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Owen Diodati.
Second time tonight, Diodati's fallen down early and worked it all the way back. We'll see if he can do it here.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Spoil the breaking ball.
Diodati hanging tough with 2 strikes. The man on deck is Yohandy Morales, making his first start for the Gatemen tonight.
And he walked in the 2nd. 0 for 2 since then. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt. Nice block by Burns. Diodati behind 0-2, and he's worked his way back to a full count, Nick.
How about this at bat from Diodati? Whether he gets on or not would be huge for the Gatemen.
They need him on base right now. Payoff pitch coming. Here it is. Line drive off the glove of Knapczyk. Jarvis held up. Throw to third is in time. That is a 6-7-5 putout. It went off the glove of the shortstop Knapczyk. Jarvis held up because he thought it might be caught, and he would have been doubled up at second. And Wallace from left field able to throw Jarvis out at third. That is a tough break for the Gatemen and another example of great defense from Bourne.
That was a wacky play all around and a brutal break for the Gatemen. Jarvis had to hold up because he thought that ball would be caught. Couldn't get to third base in time before they forced him out. And it is a fielder's choice for Diodati. That won't go down as a hit. So Owen was actually headed back to the dugout because he thought that ball was caught. And before Bourne able to get the ball over to first base, he hustled back to the bag. He was halfway back to the first base dugout.
Wow. Yet another tough break for the Gatemen Bats. Yohandy Morales, the last chance at the plate. First pitch to him is blown away. So still runners on first and second, now 2 outs, and Bourne trying to close out a 4-0 lead on July 4th, trying to put the Gatemen back under 500 and keep their undefeated start to the 2021 season. Starting to run away with the West a little bit. 1-0, high fastball swung on and missed. It's been a tough night for Wareham. Trying to keep things alive with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the 1-1. Fastball for a strike.
Yohandy just trying to work his way back into it. It'd been a little while since he'd seen live pitching and showing just a little bit tonight. But you better bet that when he's able to brush the cobwebs off, he will be a threat in the middle of the Gatemen order.
2 runners on, 2 outs, 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Bourne shuts Wareham out on July 4th and keeps their undefeated season alive. Final score, Bourne Braves 4, Wareham Gatemen nothing. The Braves go to 9-0-2, and the Gatemen fall to 4-5-2. And so we will break it all down on our post-game show, but for now the Braves stay undefeated and take down Wareham for the second time this season. A 4-0 win on July 4th. So stay tuned for our post-game show on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We'll have it in just a moment.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos, but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process and to professionally train players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
Welcome inside the booth for the Gatemen postgame show. Jack Stegan alongside Nick Magus. The Gatemen fall to Bourne 4-0, but we're still festive here on the 4th of July. We still have our balloon wave. We've been calling our sparkler tonight. Where to start, Nick? A tough night for the Gatemen.
It's still the 4th of July. Let's be positive.
It is, but some tough breaks for the Gatemen, and I didn't think that they played bad at all. Some quality at-bats, but just nothing ever surfaced.
Well, that's funny that you say that because it didn't feel like they played poorly at any point tonight. They were putting the bat on the ball. They were working counts. They were putting up quality at-bats left and right. Hard-hit balls, moving runners over, whatever the case may be. But when you break down the score at the end of the night, they had 3 hits.
Yep.
That's tough. I mean, you can't bring runners in. You can't leave runners on base when you don't get runners on base, and that was the struggle for them tonight. Certainly wasn't at the fault of the Wareham bats, though. They were doing everything they could and just not getting breaks. And when the ball's not falling, the ball's not falling. And when you're doing it against a team like Bourne, where it seems like everything at the early part of this season is going their way, that's what's going to happen.
Well, they came out and threw Gordon Graceffo through his longest outing of the season, 5 innings, scoreless. He was followed by Tristan Verling, who was great, and then Eric Adler ran into a little bit of trouble in the 9th, but was able to handle it. And not only was the pitching good, Nick, the defense to back it up was phenomenal.
Yes, they were good across the board. But where are they finding some of those arms? Graceffo now, 13 innings pitched on the season.
13,
has given up 1 run. That was to the Gatemen about a week ago at their place at Doran Park. But he came in tonight through 5 scoreless and was excellent. The strikeout, getting guys to make contact early, hitting the ball on the ground as he is patented throughout his career with that sinker ball and the good breaking pitches and top to bottom. I mean, Verling came in through 3 scoreless, and then Adler got in a little trouble at the end of the game but closed it out. They were excellent. You can't win without good pitching, and Bourne has it.
The Gatemen were able to stay with them most of the night. It was a 2-run game heading into the 9th inning. Then Kevin Acey ran into some trouble. But Jeffrey Gilbert came out, started the game strong, and then Clayton came behind him and did a pretty decent job as well. Overall, for the Gatemen, you had 4 pitchers all do a pretty good job to keep it, a reasonable ball game for most of the game.
Yeah, and if you give up 4 runs, it's not a game you really it's a 50-50 ball game.
Right.
That's right about where the average ERA sits for a team, and you expect to win a lot of those games. But when the offense isn't working, that's the way it goes. Gilbert was really good tonight. Went through 3 scoreless.
Yes.
they made that mistake leaving him out in the ballgame a little bit too long in Bourne when he walked 3 straight batters to start the 4th. So you mentioned that it was maybe a good idea that they took him out. I'm sitting here thinking, though, how is he ever going to work his way into a starting role if you don't lengthen that leash?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's tough because if he came out in the 4th and did that, we would be sitting here saying, why did they bring him out for the 4th? That was too long. You know,
we saw it before. They don't make the mistake.
Don't break. Yeah,
we saw. Don't make the same mistake again, which is probably what Carl Ajo's thinking. And I know he's not the Clemson head coach. He doesn't have that much stake in whether Gilbert becomes a starter or not. But just an interesting dynamic there, and trying to figure out when he was pitching so well why he came out. And I don't know exactly what the pitch count was, but it wasn't particularly high.
No, it wasn't.
I know that. So he gave way to his teammate Nick Clayton, who did a nice job. Gave up a couple runs but kept it close for the most part. It was a 2-run ball game going into the 9th, and then AC ran into a little bit of trouble in his first outing in a little while.
Well, and I want to highlight Hunter Skoport because he had his longest outing of the season.
Sorry, I missed the guy. That's the best guy there is to talk about.
He went 2 1/3, and he was arguably the best man on the mound tonight for the Gatemen.
Yes, and that was his longest outing of the season, as we said a couple times, and once again, not one of the more highly touted guys coming in here. Just a utility player, converted pitcher, kind of, in the purgatory of baseball defensively is kind of the message I've gotten from him in terms of where he's trying to make it at the next level. He was a bat, and then he was a pitcher, and he's kind of a middle reliever, and nobody really knows where he fits. And he's done an excellent job on the Cape so far. He's come in big situations, in high leverage situations, mostly when the Gatemen are down in ball games, but with runners on base, and he's done his job time and time again. So Hunter Skilperort, 2 2/3 innings pitched tonight, scoreless in a big part of this ball game, and can't wait to see this guy down the stretch. Not sure how long, given an inning count, he'll be with us, but looking forward to seeing him again.
Yeah, he's done a good job when his number has been called so far this summer. But I'm going to turn to the laptop really quick, take you guys around the league. Some important divisional games. We'll start with the biggest one for the standings. Cotuit defeats Falmouth 4-3. So now Falmouth, Cotuit, and Wareham are all tied at 10 points in the standings. Bourne in first at 20, and Hyannis in last. If their result holds tonight, they're down 7-1 to YD. They'll be at 4 points. So this is a race that is still very much alive, and we've talked about standings a few times, maybe a little bit prematurely so far this season, but they're really starting to matter now that we're about a little over a quarter of the way.
Yes, and the way it works normally in the Cape League is that the top 4 teams in each division out of the 5 make the postseason, which makes the regular season almost, dare I say, almost meaningless. Now, in this COVID-shortened season, 40-game season, cut down to 38 with rainouts, and then, we're already working our way toward under 30 games left in the year. The top 2 teams from each division make it, and then it's just a semifinal round and the 3-game series and the final. So that's why we're talking so much about this second-place spot. That's why it matters so much. So Bourne, for the time being, looks at least like they're running away with it. Now a 5-game lead, 10-point lead, whatever you want to call it, over all those second-place teams, and then, this second spot in the West Division is up for grabs between Cotuit, Falmouth, and the Gatemen. So we'll see what shakes out. Of course, with the roster turnover, these teams aren't going to look the same in a month that they do right now. So only so much predicting we can do, but that's where it stands right now.
We'll have to see how it shakes out. We'll toss it down to Julia Joseph, the third member of our team, with the post-game interview.
Hi, Coach. So it's the 4th of July. We were hoping to see some fireworks at the plate tonight. Instead, it was a pretty low-scoring game. What was lacking in the batter's box?
Well, I mean, you got to give them credit. The kid that threw against us the last time, and this was his last outing. He's a veteran pitcher. Mixed up every pitch for a strike. Didn't walk a guy. I mean, it was a dominant performance on his part. We just tried to keep it close until we get in their pen, and we did, and then unfortunately we let it get out of hand there a little bit with a bases-loaded walk. And they made one bad pitch in that thing and got a base hit. So that's the way these games are determined. It's usually by an error, a bad pitch, or walks. And tonight we just let them get to it. And they're a good club. You got to give them credit. I mean, they're not in first place by default. They've done this all summer long so far with this. So they're going to be tough to catch.
How important is the pitching when facing a team like the Braves?
Oh, it's very important because it's going to be, if you're in it, it's going to be a 1 or 2 run ball game. And like I said, so when you get an opportunity, you got to try to score, and which you normally do, but you got to be able to put the ball in play, and you got to hope again that they make a mistake, because if you don't, they're very tough to beat with good pitching.
Morales made his debut for the Gatemen tonight. What do you think about his performance?
Well, I think he was a little bit, trying to do too much. He swung at some pitches above his head a little bit, and he's a free swinger, but he'll get better. That was his first time here, and he hadn't played in a while. I don't think he's played in like 3 weeks or maybe a month, so he'll be a good player by the time this finishes here.
Great, thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much for that, Julia. And again, your final from Spillane Field, Wareham Gatemen blanked by Bourne 4-0. Bourne stays undefeated, but thank you so much for joining us tonight. Happy 4th of July to everybody, our sparklers celebrating with you. And just a happy Sunday, and we were happy to get some baseball in. Tough game for the Gatemen, but thank you everyone who joined us on WCTV and the YouTube stream. Everybody enjoy your 4th of July and have a